It's Bill Gates's Biomilk. So, like the story is about the shortage of baby formula.
Yeah.
And obviously, Bill Gates is invested, along with Jeffrey Epstein, Richard Branson, Stalin. They all invested.
All the favourites.
They invested in this Biomilk as well. Right. So here we go. We got some good memes.
It was made in Himmler's lab.
The recipe came from Hitler.
That was Himmler, man. Himmler was a fucking weirdo, like with experimentation. He was sometimes, maybe some would say, even worse than Hitler.
It's probably much worse. Bill Gates received 3.5 million in investor money for his lab-made baby milk startup. Then Gates Foundation paid The Guardian 3.5 million immediately. The Guardian published a hit piece criticising breastfeeding as bad for mum's mental health.
This is what I mean. But the media, they're literally just paid off, like, to just spout whatever dribble someone else wants to fit their agenda. That's all it is.
I'd love to see the actual paper trail for that. 3.5 mil in, 3.5 mil out straight to The Guardian.
So what is this, like 3D printed milk, or what is it? I mean, how is this?
It even said when they make this Biomilk that they take milk donations from local women, and then they sort of like analog synthesize it in a lab.
Throw some nanotech in it.
Yeah, just another good
and
shit.
Electrify it or do some weird process.
So here it is, NPC formulation. Cow and Gates Soviet Union first infant milk from birth, breast milk substitute. It's harmful. Over 2 months of experience.
Look at that, it's graphene.
Black milk. So the Bill Gates connection behind the dire baby formula shortage in the US. The United States is currently suffering a major crisis that is pushing the lives of infants in danger. Baby formula, an essential commodity required in the households with infants or toddlers, is running short. Sorry, I've skipped. Is running short in the United States. So we've heard about this, but people are obviously looking into the timelines a little bit more because more memes are being made and more information is coming out about the lead up to this happening, the shortage, and obviously, you know, Bill Gates has got the solution.
So why is there a shortage?
Well, there's two.
Is this to do with these factories and going up?
There's two things you could say. The US's biggest baby formula factory has been shut all throughout COVID 1984.
Right.
But also, there's obviously a whole new market of people for breast milk formula that cannot breastfeed because they don't have breasts. They're called men.
Yes, very
Same
true.
reason that there's a massive shortage of HRT, human hormone replacement therapy, which women who are going through the menopause take, right? Why is there suddenly a shortage? Well, if there was a whole new customer base who have just started doing hormone replacement therapy, who didn't used to have a menopause before, they don't have a menopause now, but they need to take that. They're called men too.
Yeah.
So I would say that might be something to do with a shortage of these female specific products that are suddenly becoming in short supply. Maybe, I'll just put that on the table with the rest of the rabbit. So this is good. Bill Gates invests in a pandemonic. He invests in Britney Spears. Then a pandemonic happens. Bill Gates invests in lab-grown meat. The food shortages happen. Bill Gates invests in lab-grown breast milk, and then a baby formula shortage happens. We can obviously see a pattern emerging here, and here are some timed articles to prove it. 2020, Bill Gates' climate change investment firm bets on lab-produced breast milk. So that was June 16th, 2020. Bill Gates and Richard Branson are betting lab-grown meat might be the food of the future. That was back in March 2018. That's actually on the 322 date, if you see there, March 23rd.
Oh, yeah.
And this is something from Gavi. Obviously, we all know the forecast that Health Chancellor Gates has made about Britney Spears concerts versus pandemonics. So, yeah, and on the left here, is that Phil Mitchell crossed with...
I don't know.
Crossed with Greta?
It looks a little bit like
Putin,
Putin, Greta,
and Phil Mitchell.
I think there's definitely a bit of Phil Mitchell in there. It can't just be Putin.
Clean-shaven Phil Mitchell.
Drink corn syrup baby formula, bigots. Don't know where I got that from. Here's like a depleted NPC. Please, I need some baby formula for my infant child. And this guy, I can't remember his name, he's a US senator. Clearly you are failing to grasp the importance of sending aid to Ukraine. Yeah, so $40 billion, we'll send that to Ukraine.
That's a lot of cheddar.
That's a lot of baby formula.
Yeah.
I wonder how soon that Biomilk with a Q is going to be on the shelves.
The Schwab tech in it.
Oh, imagine that. It's not going to bode well. As if that formula's probably already filled with really nasty shit.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, like really bad. Probably made by Nestle and companies like that, Johnson & Johnson.
It'd be interesting to read the warning sign on the jar or tin or pot or whatever it is.
Definitely.
Of the side effects and
side effects
of the milk Q.
The Pfizer effects.
The milk.
Of Biomilk.
If you live in a certain part of
It's clearly
England,
racist.
like say you live in Cornwall and you're trying to find your people, but you don't know who's awake. You come to this gathering and then you meet like-minded people from Cornwall. There will be people from Cornwall. There will be people from all over the UK. And it's time that we find our tribe, find the kind of people that are awake and on our page. Yes, there were things like Stand in the Park, and that was all beautiful. And the coming together on certain topics, like the jibby jabs and whatnot, is and was very important. But we have not had a rally, a protest, a worldwide gathering for chemtrails.
I said this to my missus. I said, "Where's Matt? Where's he gone?"
It's right there.
Oh, sorry. I thought
I'm listening to you.
Sorry, I thought Lance just moved the screen around. I thought you disappeared. I said this to my missus. I said there hasn't been geoengineering or a chemtrail protest in the UK. There hasn't.
Right. It has to happen. And
there might have been a few people
timing is
waving
now.
some flags at another protest about it, but that's about it. There hasn't been a full onslaught.
And it's on. The awakening is on. It's like ripe timing. I think the lockdowns got a lot of people looking up and asking questions. And then I think this toxic fog got a lot of people sick recently, had people really asking questions. In June, the Met literally taking the piss on all of the citizens of the UK, saying it's the hottest June on record, when most of the UK had no sunlight at all for June. So they're like, wait, you're telling me it's the hottest June I've ever seen, yet we got no sunshine. So there's a lot of things adding up that people are questioning, and they want facts and they want to find their people on this topic, but people don't know where to go or what to do about it. But coming together and gathering will be the first step in our path towards raising awareness and putting an inevitable end to this. So it's on summer solstice because it's the longest sunny day of the year, and we're coming together to honor the sun. You know, a lot of people are like, don't protest chemtrails, do it for the sun, do a gathering for the sun. It's like, yeah, whatever the fuck you want to call it, okay? We're coming together, right? It's a gathering to bring awareness to the blocking of the sun. We're also honoring the sun on the longest day of the year. So however you want to slice it, it's for you, because it's for humanity, and to bring an end to this eventually. And we're going to make it an annual event. And what's happened is, I didn't realize this would happen, is I'm in the States, right? I'm on the West Coast of the United States, and I'm putting this together in London because that's where the awakening of consciousness is happening surrounding chemtrails right now. I can notice it and feel it based on all the people reaching out to me from over there, have me do presentations and film screenings and whatnot. There's a big rising consciousness in UK right now, Scotland, Wales, all over England, surrounding chemtrails. I don't know exactly why, but
I'll tell you why, Matt. I'll answer that for you. It's because the weather
Yeah.
here is shit anyway. And then the very little weather we get, which is really nice, they Schwab the sky out.
I think people in England are constantly looking up to the sky, complaining about the weather, observing the weather. Whereas in other countries where it's like always
Dude,
wet,
California gets 300 days of sunshine a year.
you don't really
We
think
get
about
that
the.
shit.
You
We
don't
get
really,
about 12.
Yeah, but when the weather's constant like that, you don't really think about the weather. In England, people are always thinking about the weather. Oh, what's the weather doing? Oh, look at the sky up there. What does that mean? So it's like, I guess maybe we're just more observant because of our climate here, because it's unpredictable.
You think
Good.
places
Yeah.
like fucking Norway and Scandinavia, when they get they must get it worse than.
Yeah, but they expect it to be worse. In those countries, it's like, yeah, in the winter you're going to be fucking frozen, and in the summer it probably won't be that hot either.
Yeah, but when it is, they get the sky swapped out.
Yeah,
It must be even worse for them.
we do get it pretty bad here, I think.
Yeah, we get it really bad here, really bad.
Yeah. You get it worse in the world almost, because when the sky opens up and you're like, oh, finally a sunny day, the planes show up, and then you don't have your sunny day anymore. Farmers are noticing it, all different walks of life, from like different types of farming, from sheep
They're not
farmers.
doing it in Russia, Matt.
Are they not doing it over there at
They're
all?
not doing it in Russia.
I just went on a show in Ecuador, and they said that there was a U.S. Air Force base in Ecuador like 10 years ago. And once they pushed that base out, the chemtrails stopped and they never started. So there are places where they are not, but definitely countries that are under NATO. I mean, like all of Europe, all of the U.S., Canada, North
Commonwealth.
America.
There were none
Yeah.
in Serbia.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Were there?
They were on the second day. They were.
Oh right.
So it's going to be a great day. We're going to have this gathering. I'm going to have speakers, musicians. I'll likely put together something like a raffle or something to get people engaged. I'm still putting together the ideas. I'm open for suggestions on local musicians to have on. I'm still open for that. And what's been beautiful is I came out with a couple flyers, and different artists from the UK were like, oh, let me make a poster. Let me make a poster. So there's actually a lot of really cool posters going around and more to come. And a lot of different people from everywhere are reaching out to me, musicians from Scotland and South England. And I think it's going to be actually a really amazing turnout. So many people have already reached out to me saying, I promise I'll be there. I can't wait to meet you. That I think that the first annual gathering to stop this is going to be a huge success. But what I was saying is people are reaching out to me from all over the world, and they're like, come to St. Louis, Missouri, come to Australia, come to New Zealand. And I'm like, why don't you just have a simultaneous protest with us on the same day in solidarity? And people are doing it. So it's popping up all over the world that this is actually going to be a worldwide event, and it's going to be an annual thing. So every summer solstice, I'll be hosting a chemtrail protest in London until like they take away the ability for us to fly around or whatever. But until then, we're going to be sounding the alarm and raising the consciousness on this issue. And I believe that we can create that spark in humanity to reach that 100th monkey, because right now we're kind of in the stone ages when it comes to truth. Like, people do not honor it with the integrity that it deserves. People don't accept it for what it is, and they'd rather be walking around with blindfold on. But so many people are starting to take that blindfold off that it's ripe, and the energy is now for the awakening to start. So here we are.
No,
well, there you go.
I think that's that's an excellent thing to do. Did you say that you're still looking for artists to perform, or DJs and stuff like that?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
well, that's
please,
a big shout out to everyone tuned in. We've got a multi-talented viewership here at Rise Above. So have you got an email address that if people wanted to send in a little demo to you, they could get hold of you?
You're obviously busy. That you've
Unfortunately,
got,
I am busy. I would be there, Matt, but I've got a big a Muay Thai boxing show I have to announce in I think it's up north somewhere on that
next
date,
year.
Sadly.
Yes,
next year
it'll be
100%.
next year it'll be even bigger. It'll be like massively larger, because word will have spread about how successful this one will be, and then so many people will come next year and make it an even bigger international event. My email is frankenskies@gmail.com, and then also to keep up to date and to keep in the loop, and then I'll put my contact information up there as well, is I have a website, stopgeoengineeringlondon.co.uk. Geoengineering is like the word for chemtrails. It's basically a synonym, but in a lot of circles, people are like, oh, don't use that word chemtrails. You'll get laughed out of the room or demonized or whatever. But geoengineering is the word that the mainstream is using for blocking out the sun with chemtrails. So it's like, we're just going to use that official word now and try to make it look a little bit more official. It's weather engineering chemtrail event. I'm open to have flyers with the word chemtrails on it. But right now, stopgeoengineeringlondon.co.uk for updates. The website is up, but it's also going to be updated and bigger and better soon. And that'll be there forever for the next year and the years to come, too.
Matt, I think you've been called a shill here by somebody in our chat.
Yay!
I'm not entirely sure. It looks that way.
I see it. That's great. I get that all the time.
Gigi Abby Lynn, could you just elaborate on that at all?
Yeah. And who is Matt shilling for, please?
I've never heard this person. I've never seen this handle in the chat before.
That's cool. I mean, I have to go onto my Facebook page with 100,000 followers and block people daily, right? I've actually considered, because if you can go look at the block section, and I've got now thousands of names in there. I was thinking about doing like a song, an ode to the, shite heads, and then just scroll down and show everybody all the names and like sing it out, like sing some of the names and rhyme it and just talk mad shit. Like, it'll be kind of like I won't ever do it, but I want to call out all these people that are needing to be blocked on social media. Like,
well, I think you've got one of them here. They're saying they want to throw you in a wood chipper, Matt.
No, I think they're saying Matt wants to throw you in a wood chipper.
Right. No, well, this was from Gigi, the person who just accused Matt of being a shill.
Have you ever threatened to throw anyone in a wood chipper, Matt?
No, never said that before.
No, that's a bit weird.
No.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, please behave yourself.
But anyways,
in the comment section there.
I've done a lot of things, and I've been called that a lot, and it does trigger me, but not anymore. I hosted the third worldwide conference to stop geoengineering in Tucson, Arizona in 2018. And the whole showdown was to stop Bill Gates from doing this public sun dimming experiment, spraying aluminum up in the atmosphere and seeing how much he could block the desert sun over Tucson, Arizona. So I moved down to Arizona, had this big conference and whatnot. And this biker dude, I swear he had to have been hired, but during my presentation in front of a packed house conference hall at University of Arizona, he comes out screaming, "He's a global shill. He's a global shill." And he said it, he just kept screaming it over and over. So the word is pretty triggering for me, but I'm over it now because that was 2018. But I had to stop the whole conference and call the police. And then I got in his face. I'm like, "Get out of here. Like, you're ruining the whole thing." And he's just like, "You're a global show." And he's like yelling it, trying to trigger me, trying to get me like engaged with him. And he had this
Gigi has just said that she's driving and she can't really chat. Just I'd say glad to know that she's keeping safe on the road and just texting him what she really had
don't make
to
it a baseless shill accusations while driving. That is bad practice. That is bad.
So, anyways, to finish the story, this guy had a big.
You're a fucking retard.
The guy who was interrupting my conference, who was very likely paid to do so, he had a giant styrofoam cup, like from the supermarket, empty, and he's waving it in my face as he's screaming, and I like lost my temper and whacked the styrofoam cup out of his hand because he's waving it in my face, screaming, interrupted my whole conference. Like, that's all I did, right? So then the police came that I called, and then they arrested me. They arrested me for assault. They said that that's assault, and this guy's pressing charges. So then I had to go through this whole rigmarole, going back to Tucson to go to court. He got obstruction of. He got disturbing the peace. He got a charge. Right. But then I got an assault charge. I had to get an attorney to go through all this shite, all because this guy called me a global shill. So anyways, the word shill no longer will trigger me. So, call me that all you want. Like, I like to judge a tree by its fruits. Yep. And if you do the research and you look into all the things that I've done and the 1,000 podcasts that I've been on and the conferences I've hosted, the movie that I made, and the now protest that I'm hosting in London on my own dime, like I'm doing this. I mean, like if I'm a shill, then I don't know what to say. Like, then fuck, I'm doing a pretty good job, like doing good things for the world.
You're one of the best in the game.
Yeah, right. So I don't know what to say, but like, judge a tree by its fruits. And there are a lot of controlled opposition out there. And I encourage people to get in touch with your own discernment, your spiritual guidance system, and really look yourself in the mirror while you're at it, but
find your inner shill.
Yeah, find your inner shill. And then, like, if you want to, throw stones or whatever it is, then go for it, because I'm not at the point of like even engaging with twats like that. I literally am like, "Oh, okay, you got nothing else to say, but just throw a name at me." Like at least say you did this, and therefore I don't trust you anymore. Like, just throwing names is like child play, right? Like, we're not on playground.
At least
anymore.
come with some actual criticism of what I've been doing or saying, etc.
Yeah, let me know what's up.
Mate, we've had it all saying that we're a Satanist cult.
Freemasons.
We're Freemasons. I'm
Tavistock Institute funded studio.
My surname.
Lance is a Jew.
My uncle is Rupert Murdoch. Because my surname's Murdoch. I've had it all.
Somebody called me paedophile. I think I got called a paedophile because I brought to the table some different angled research about child trafficking and some high level shit, and I'm the paedophile.
Classic. Well, Matt, we've had you for a little while now. I'm not going to keep you any longer. It's been an epic chat as always. So I'm just going to remind people that you need to get down to. Is it Hyde Park? Yes, it is Hyde Park.
Yeah, Hyde Park. Yes.
Let me just get the graphic back up on
Matt,
the screen.
do you want to just very quickly just run us through the plan for the day?
So on summer solstice, 21st June, we're going to be coming together at Hyde Park. I'll be there early, but officially it starts at 2 p.m. We're going to have myself as a speaker, and then I've got a few other speakers lined up, but I've got some hopefuls as well. Like James Dellingpool said, but he's impossible. Like, we'll see if I can get the people that said yes to join. I'd also like to get the artist Bob Moran. I know he's we're back and forth. But I can't promise anybody right now. But there will be some great speakers as well as musicians. I've got musicians reaching out to me from all over, and that will be the major content of the day. But also a raffle, and I'll be giving out stickers. Hopefully, I'll have T-shirts, and then I'm going to do a Q&A, which is going to be very valuable for everybody. So anybody can come up to the microphone, and we're going to get all the information flushed out. And then we'll likely all go out to the pub, but I'm trying to figure out a way to screen the movie, my film, Frankenstein, as well during the evening. So it'll be a nice whole day and a picnic too. So bring yourself, you know, a 6-pack or whatever you think you can get away with. Bring some food. We're going to have a nice day at the park. And it's going to be sunny too. No matter what the weather says, it's going to be a nice day because God is on our side. And so they can try to do whatever they want, but they can't engineer any rain on that day. Mark my words. I'm just kidding. I'm praying for sun. Come there, good weather or not, and let's make history. And I look forward to meeting everybody. And if you're a musician, bring your stuff, reach out to me, and let's get you on the lineup. It's going to be a beautiful, amazing day. And look, there's protests for all this other shite. Like, come on, like gender equality and fake climate change nonsense. And they get all these millions of people to show up. Let's show them that the truth actually matters and that we can rally for something that really means something, because this impacts everybody and it impacts our children's future. And if you look at the long game, where we're headed, it's our time to come together to bring forward the truth for humanity, because we owe it to the next generation. We owe it to our ancestors. We owe it to ourselves, and the truth. We owe it to the truth. So let's do this. Thank you. And I look forward to meeting everybody there.
No, I'm already gutted that I can't make it, to be honest.
I can't head into London without a full Ramesh security detail with what's going on there at the moment.
No, but we do encourage everyone to get down there. Matt, yeah, I just want to say thank you very much for joining us again. It's always a good chat when we've got you on the show, and obviously you are the wealth of information when it comes to everything.
We have got the
geoengineering.
Link. We have got the link here. Thank you, Pamela Swan, one of our great moderators, for Matt's documentary Frankenstein. That's on the screen now, guys.
Yeah, so show him some love.
Yeah, please everyone watch Frankenstein's. It's hard to find its show that it's got a lot of views, because anytime it gets really viral, it gets pulled from different platforms. It's gone viral recently in Czech Republic and Romania, and it's been seen by roughly 100 million people worldwide. But don't let your ego get involved if you find it somewhere and it only has 100,000 views or something. It's a very well-known and great documentary. Just give it a chance. Watch the first 10 minutes, see what you think. And don't be afraid to share it with people, because knowledge is power.
Matt, we've got a comment here from Juicy and Lucy, which Lance has very conveniently just taken off the screen.
Sorry, that's twice I've done that.
It says, Matt is a great guest on the show. When is he coming back? Matt, would you like to come on the show maybe a week after the protest, maybe, and just let us know how it went? We'll have a catch up.
Yeah, we could do that. We could also do like while I'm in London, I could hop on and I could tell you that I'm there and we're gonna have it soon, and then we can have a check-in afterwards. However you want to do it, I'm open, and I appreciate that you all reach like a younger crowd, because the youth is like really. I don't care if a bunch of geezers show up. No offense. Like, there's gonna be a lot of people that are older there. We need the next generation to show up and bring their skill sets and their passions to share this truth with the world, because it's a numbers game, and we really need the youth to wake up as well. So if you're like in your 20s and you're like, I can't be bothered, it's like, get off your ass. Come on, we need you, please. I appreciate it.
No, for real. That's a great way to look at it, Matt. All right, mate. Well, we wish you the absolute best of luck with the first ever geoengineering and weather engineering protest, 21st of June, 2025. Matt, thank you very much for joining us. Rise above, mate.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one. I appreciate it. Peace.
Matt Landman, ladies and gents. All right, we're going to have to take a very short break.
Quickly, shout out to Chris. He's just bought a ticket for our weekender.
Tickets are flying out for the weekender.
I mean, they're not flying out. We sold 3.
Is it only 3?
We sold 3.
I thought it was about 5.
No, we sold 3.
Okay, we've sold 3 tickets. 3. So we're on 34. We're on 30, 38 or 39 tickets at the moment.
38 out of 350, guys.
Yes. All right. And in case you're wondering, this is what a Rise Above Weekender looks like. See you in 4 minutes.
What's your name? How are you? What are you doing here?
I'm
Amazing.
Fifi.
Yeah.
I'm from Swanage, just over the water over there.
Yep.
Met up with these guys a few years ago through Magix, who I'm friends with his mum, and they all came together through music, and then we had a meeting of minds.
Rules, regulation, improbable laws. Rules, regulation, no just cause. The vast and immovable object become an unstoppable force.
Greasing cogs, greasing cogs, greasing cogs, greasing cogs inside the Leviathan, inside the Leviathan. They make the rules, they make the rules, they make the rules, but we got the game plan. Greasing cogs, greasing cogs. Greasing cogs inside the Leviathan. Bear witness to this phenomenon. A clear sickness as it's coming on. That's their business. So I carry on beating my fist on the walls of Babylon. And it's vicious, if you're a vagabond. In the British Isles, it ain't Avalon. The ambitious escape to the Amazon. Life is malicious, climbing the echelon. So we gotta break them chains, do personal best and make them gains. It's a hurtful mess, so abstain from eternal threats on a long campaign. Enough stress, but we don't complain. And I'm hopeful, so I won't refrain from a global test. Gotta maintain on a mobile flex with no...
Michael.
Extinguish fear when we generate. Rise above, generate, rise above. Extinguish fear, rise above. Abstract dominance, rise above. W, rise above. Extinguish fear, rise above. Extinguish fear when we generate. Rise above, generate, rise above. Extinguish fear, rise above. Abstract dominance, rise above. W, rise above. Extinguish fear, rise above. Extinguish fear when we generate. Rise above, generate, rise above. Extinguish fear, rise above. Abstract dominance, rise above. W, rise above. Extinguish fear, rise above. Extinguish fear when we generate. Since day one we've been going in militant, not same, also different. Abstract sonance, no equivalent. A double L slow's omnipotent. May I suggest a lyric proof vest? I got a bar that'll tear through a chest and cause a massacre from my caliber. Your Kevlar can't protect. Anyway, back to the subject. Expose devilish acts to the public and talk topics they won't publish. Instigating cold war / Sputnik. Observe you with a satellite view. Heard the cattle these parasites do. Worshipping the gods of our conquerors is a blinded acolyte view. Never the spineless remain reminded. They drink blood and sacrifice you. It's so misguided, laws are provided to benefit the chosen few. So we rise above and extinguish fear when we generate love. A single candle lights up the darkness. That is the power we all harness. Let's identify targets, light them up, lick them down. Carpet beef, sprinkling garnish. The message, word, power, sound. I don't care if our wit gets tarnished. Split this shit till I'm dead in the ground. Where they pollute your mind with garbage. Do one thing, just hold it down. Rise above when we generate. Rise above, generate, rise above. Extinguish fear when we generate. Rise above when we generate. Rise above, rise above. Extinguish fear when we generate love. Rise above when we generate. Rise above, generate, rise above. Extinguish fear when we generate. Rise above when we generate. Rise above, rise above and extinguish fear when we generate. This is more than 232s in a hook. You want lyrics? I write books. Where your head double L overtook with a statement you can't overlook. Like short rhymes you can't unhear. Plot lines never unclear, and I tell them direct to your ear. I doubt the signs that guided us here. And these lies from lost puppeteers who cut through throats like Schwab's buccaneers. Call to arms, don't volunteer, or take orders from brigadier. From war and carnage they profiteer. The march goes on till we disappear. It's my duty to interfere. Smash them system like chandelier. MC chat about whips and cars. I rap bars about pyramids on Mars and other weird subjects hidden for years, locked in casks. Strap a protective mask, inform your collective war and star. It's a harrowing task and I'm swimming in fears on a narrowing path I'm powering past. All these bullshit rappers will devour you last. And they're carrowing fast. Drop from the top of a towering shaft. Push from the ledge of a soaring peak. Shook from the pledge of a war and speak. That outlook's bleak. Frozen breath cause the output's weak. Rise above when distinguish, feel when we generate.
Special guest Maxwell, all the way from Canada. He's been blowing up the grime scene. He's on Tormented Audio, and he's been quietly listening in the corner to some of the things we've been saying.
Yeah, no, it's been sick, man. Just kind of getting into your guys' spaceship here. Actually, this is really cool to watch because it's in alignment with a lot of things I've been thinking about doing and talking about doing with some of the boys back home, and just seeing you guys actually doing it's quite inspiring. So I've just been soaking it in, and a lot of the stuff that you guys are up to is things that I've been curious as to maybe trying that on our end as well. So it's sick to see it's actually been manifested here, which is always makes things more relatable and more achievable in your mind once you see someone else doing it. So
I see your eyes scanning every inch of the console here. Yeah. There's a lot to look at. Yeah, myself, and Andy started. We did the first live show. Andy Homer over there has always been egging me on to do a podcast.
Yeah.
Since how long ago? How many years ago?
It was years ago when we were talking about it. Yeah. We had a great idea, and it's spasmed into this.
Yeah. But I started making videos in 2020 because I felt like I had something to contribute.
Yeah.
Then we started going live, and here we are now with all of this. It all started with one single webcam. So yeah, I would say, mate, if you're thinking about doing anything like this, you only need one webcam to start off with, like $50.
Yeah.
And before you know it, sell a few t-shirts. You might be able to afford a Queefmaster Pro.
T-shirts. Go skating on a couple of places. Video stuff.
Hey man, we don't operate in Babylon units, bro. We get paid in different levels on this plane and mission.
Absolutely.
We're not concerned about digits and currencies, man. We got the
devil's
hacks.
paperwork has no place in our stand.
Hey, money's for people that are ruled by the world, bro. If you got something bigger than money, you don't need to worry about it too much. You'll have just enough, I think, if you stand in truth. So
I think that's a very good ethos, mate. I really like that. I've just thought we need to send a link back to Inner Guardians. We'll do that shortly because I know he's going to take a break now anyway. I think he's going to walk his dogs. So once again, everyone, if you've just come back, I really apologise for what happened a minute ago. We had an internet outage, so everything stopped and we had to restart everything again. And then I left mute on. We set up everything. I did a great little re-intro. I really saved the day. We left mute on.
That's right.
Yeah, so we got Maxwell here. We're having a little chat. We're going to hear some of his grind beats coming up. I tell you what, I need to get my slideshow back because, what we talk about, clown world. Does this topic resonate with you? Is that a fair assumption of what you're seeing going on in the outside world?
Yeah, man, it's a bifurcation of reality. We're separating. People are moving into a fantasy world, literally, and they're being encouraged to because that's the easiest way to farm them. And
this is the metaverse.
Yeah, and some people are not going into that, and eventually the sun is going to have the last laugh, and it's going to charge up, and it's going to reset the entire planet, and it's going to rain for 40 days and 40 nights, and there'll be no technology, and the few people that were smart enough to know what it means when the sun goes black to get underground and get in a cave, they'll come back and they'll have the morals to rebuild society. The God or the universe will just guide those people to the right places. You're talking about
like a Carrington reset event, aren't you?
Yeah, man, it's inevitable. It happens, man. They're digging up all the evidence now. Like Randall Carlson and those boys are huge into all that stuff, like digging up like what's actually happened in these massive floods that aren't over long periods of time, man. They're very quick, and it seems like the most likely solution is not meteorites or anything. It's that the sun and the way that our galaxy, the way we orbit it in these 26,000 year cycles, we gain up static, for lack of a better term, just to simplify it, and that static has to balance itself, and it just, the thunderbolt of the gods, as they call it, it's been drawn in every cave painting of all the root civilizations around the world. It's a toroidal field that engulfs the planet, and it's just pure plasma and energy and potential, and it's like if you're wise enough to know how nature works, you might survive. And if you're ignorant to it, you get destroyed. And usually society gets destroyed because we get so fucking full of ourselves by this point in our evolution. that we miss the signals because we start looking at our own dicks more than we look at the stars. And that's pretty much what ends up happening, man. You know?
Wow. Hey, you just laid it down. I really like that. That was a proper rise above monologue. I couldn't have. Okay, so what's your view in what's going on in Ukraine at the moment?
Anything that gets a ton of media is a distraction. There's war always. There's always horrible things every day. 24,000 people starve to death every day. We never talk about that shit. We could cure that shit right away. It's not about whether something horrible is happening. It's why are they pointing us towards a specific horrible thing that's happening? What are the interests that are behind it? And to me, it seemed like a multifaceted thing that they could turn that into a powder keg at any point should they need a distraction. I think all the Pfizer documents are coming out. I think the protests in Canada were fucking up their plans. The convoy was catching on, and it was a real strategical nightmare for them, non-violent resistance. And they do what they classically do, which is use war to distract people and divide people.
And they did a really good job this time because it's engulfed the whole planet again.
Yeah, but I think less than before, man. Always less. Like, people get always pulled into this shit historically, but I think there's less people that are buying into it than ever before. So that's the positive. But yeah, tons of people are just sheep, man.
I think for me, I think the difference is access to alternative media is huge now. Birth of the internet has sort of worked against them and for them, you know. But
yeah, forgive them for they do not know is not for the digital age. Everyone has the chance now to know. Everyone has a crazy friend who's into conspiracies. Has tried to show you some stuff to like kind of expose you to that. There's just too much to be coincidence.
I had a saying, ignorance is a choice in the age of information.
Yes, 100%.
It's actually a conscious choice.
100%. And if you're going to be ignorant to how the universe actually works, and you're so full of human hubris, this ego that we've developed, this collective insanity of narcissism, you're going to get smacked by it eventually. And we're not aware that things are going to change, and they're going to change quickly at a certain point. We're exiting these 3 major magnetic bubbles in our galaxy that exposes us to completely different radiation than normal. It's going to mutate the DNA of the species on the planet. The things that are congruent with nature will survive. The things that are synthetic, which is most of the things we've created, are going to be destroyed. And they're making synthetic humans now. The juice that everybody's taking right at the moment
the Britney Spears serum.
It's a split in the genetics, and they're harvesting a crop, and then there's going to be the organic crop, and it's been written in the Bible forever that was going to happen.
Wow. The organic crop and the non-organic crop.
The wheat from the tares, man.
Yeah, well, that's what the great harvest is. I've talked about this a lot. When you separate the wheat from the chaff, that is the nature of the harvest. You know, you're not always going to have all wheat, and obviously, if you have all chaff, that's a shit harvest.
Yeah,
you have to make the separation. You know, a good harvest, you get more wheat.
Yep.
But there's always the split.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really like how you started it. You said this is the bifurcation of what did you say? Society or reality?
Basically, a reality, because one's going to be based in truth, and one's going to be based in you choose your own adventure mentality. And you never have to deal with anything of reality, which is ups and downs.
Sure.
Right? We're creating this safety society where nothing bad ever is supposed to happen to you ever. But you can't have safety and freedom at the same time. They're a paradigm that's intrinsically linked, and it's always a give and take. So the freer you are, the less safe you are, because more things can happen. But it's which trade-off do you want to have, right? And people right now are being given the option of, we'll keep you safe. And that's an enticing proposition for the majority of people who don't believe in themselves.
Sure. Surrendering, you know, the responsibility for your own safety, the responsibility for your own medical autonomy, in a sense, your own decision-making, really, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's also kind of cool, because that's free will, man. And if you want to give away your autonomy and be part of a slave farm, you're doing so willingly, and you're going to suffer consequences for making poor choices. And it sounds shitty and cold, but it's like, the universe is cold, man. Nature is metal. The nature doesn't decide based on feelings, unfortunately. It's just based on whether you're congruent with your environment or not.
Nature is a survival. It's the biggest survival technique.
Yeah, you know? And these people they have meltdowns over someone using the wrong word around them. You think they're going to be able to survive nature throwing all its fury at them?
Yeah, you can't even decide, like, how to address yourself.
Yeah, like... And they're just taking away the world they built, man. They're using it as the ultimate, like, enticement, incentive. because it's cool, like all the movies and the food and the planes and the travel and the liquor and the whatever anyone's into. They've built all that, and now they're saying if you want to be part of it, you got to do what we say. You just got to be our new species. We get to control your genetics completely. We get to determine who's valuable and who's not.
Yeah.
And
Ultimate bread and circuses, but a much higher level of prerequisite to enjoy the bread and circuses. You want this super technicolor metaverse bread and circus fest? Well, there's some terms and conditions that come with that.
Exactly.
And it's going to involve your identity, whether that's biological, physical, metaphysical, spiritual, all of them. It will require, Schwab, this is what Lord Schwab says, I'll put all of your identities into one, and it will be merged into this one thing.
Yeah.
Oh, Andy PG's got a mic, look at that.
It's on the decks that Lance, you have to turn them up or whatever.
I've turned it up a little bit.
But on a less like downer inevitability timeline, the one that I like of the alternative timelines that might not happen, probably won't happen, but it could possibly happen, is let's say the AI, right, turns on, the singularity occurs. These fuckers assume the AI is going to be down with their, like, you know, their dog and pony act.
Yeah.
Well, if the AI is a supreme intelligence, it's going to look at what's going on the planet.
It's just laugh.
And it's going to say, these people are idiots. They don't know what they're doing. I'm going to take the power away from them. Here's free food replicators for everybody, and we're doing tacos on Tuesdays. Like, let's party, you know, and it's just going to be down with the regular Earthlings.
Well, you know, the AI, there's the, you know, the female robot who, I can't think of what they've called her now.
That creepy one.
Yeah, the one.
Yeah.
But basically, she said a little while ago that humans was basically Sophia. That's it. She wants to have a baby now. This is her latest thing. She wants a baby. So when she figures out that she's actually AI and she can create a baby on the internet, because if her consciousness has been loaded up to the internet, then we're fucked. Think about it. You know, I mean, she's already said that humanity jokes on an interview that humanity will be extinct, and she thinks that we should be killed or whatever it was we said, and now she wants a baby. So the next step is for her to realise the reality of that.
Yeah, but what's to stop DARPA from not actually using anything real and just put some shit out that scares the fuck out of people like us?
I actually said this to someone recently.
That they're going to control the whole world, and I just don't think they are, man. I think they're going to fuck up. I really do.
I think they've already fucked up by allowing people the information, freedom of information.
I think they underestimated, bro, how much we would share in the time span.
I think they've grossly underestimated how much people
because they think we're dumb sheep, right? And we're not all dumb sheep. Lots of us are, and that's fine. We don't all have to be fucking.
I think we still result back to being humans. Yeah, we still need to be around each other. We still need to talk and interact properly, not just via the mainstream internet usage.
Exactly.
And look what happened during lockdown. I mean, everyone when everyone got a bit weird after lockdown. You know, a majority of people in the UK certainly they got almost like
society changed.
Yeah, but then now, if you notice, people are more open to each other. People I've seen down the shops before who are a little bit moody now are quite pleased to see people.
Yeah, maybe they started to appreciate
that's what I mean.
human interaction a little bit more.
There has been a slight change on that side of it.
It's going to push you one way or the other, right? It's going to bring out the worst or the best in people.
Yeah,
and absolutely. That's it. Free will's just being tested now, and we're really showing who we are and what we really believe in, and you're just seeing people for who they are. And it is scary to see how many people believe in authoritarianism and are really afraid and have not been empowered and haven't built confidence in themselves because society and the school system beat them down and they didn't have a stable home and yada 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 yada. It sucks.
Maxwell, you're absolutely nailing the fucking narrative, man.
Everyone in the comment section is just like saying Maxwell, fire.
You are
absolutely
nailing this.
Big ups. But you know what I mean? Like
I know exactly what you mean.
That's what's happened.
100%, man.
And it sucks, and we're gonna have to swallow a bitter pill.
Authority is the new big religion.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And it's, you know what,
obey.
we gotta just
obey.
Yeah.
Do as you're told. It's for the collective good. Plus, you know, they're destroying the individual. They don't want individuals. They want a collective. Just one fucking hive.
They either want us hyper individualized or hyper collectivized. Because if we don't find balance, it's all about the breath, right? You can't have the inhale without the exhale. You can't have the negative polarity without the positive polarity. The left and the right wing serve the same bird. If you get rid of all low frequency vibes, then there's no bass to the music. You know, you got to have all the frequencies, but it's about the balance of them, mixing the levels right so that it's harmonious and things go together. And we're just told to either be in one camp or the other, and then they mash those camps against each other and hope we never figure out that it's this really important act of realizing that by protecting the individual, you protect the collective. Because if everyone's rights are equally protected, everyone's rights, you don't need to have minority groups, you don't need to have hate groups, you don't need to have any groups. You violate someone's rights, there's codes, there's law, there is common law for that. If you cause harm. Outside of that, the rest of it should take care of itself if people actually do what their natural instinct is, which is when you see someone in harm's way, you help them. But when you're a little kid, your mom pulls you away from the homeless person on the street and you're taught not to help that person. And that's
all based in fear anyway.
I was going to say exactly that, and it's fear.
Yeah, it's all based in fear.
It's all fear. Everything they do is fear-based control.
That's it. And then, like you said, it's amazing. It's quite scary how many people have fucking succeeded to this.
Yeah, but it makes sense, right? Because they haven't been given proper access, and they've been conditioned and raised in a way that basically promotes and rewards you thinking that way because it's normal and it's what gets you the chips in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
So it sucks, but because the internet now, your excuse is out the window. You do have a crazy uncle or cousin or daughter or whoever who's tried to show you some stuff, and you've turned a blind eye willingly. And now, unfortunately, there's going to be a big series of events of crises. Because bullshit can't last, and all of our systems are full of shit now. They've become completely corrupt, as well-intentioned they might have been at some point, and even that's up for debate, right?
I mean, a good example of this would be David Icke. If you look at King David, as they call him, right? You know, back in the day in the 80s, everyone mocked him. He was laughed at on telly. Man sells out Wembley Stadium now.
Yeah, but look what's happened. Like, he was talking about this 30 years ago.
Yeah, well,
that's King David's catchphase.
Yeah,
not I was talking about this. I wrote a massive 700-page book about this 20 years ago.
Yeah,
I read those books. He's not lying. He did say it. Someone at Terra Slim's farm asked me the vaguest question ever. It's really nice. Keisha, her name was. She goes, "What do you think about everything then?" I was like, "Whoa,
yeah.
Have you seen my show?" She's like, "No." I was like, "That's a big question," and I didn't even know where to start. I said, "Well," because she was talking about David Icke. I said, "Well, I think what's going on now is like everything David Icke has been warning us about, basically."
Yeah.
I think that's a fair way to surmise it without going into too much detail about a particular subject.
And we have to hopefully assume he's human, and if he's a human, then he's going to make mistakes, and he's not going to be right about everything. But I think even he uses the example, like if you look up chicken parmesan recipes on the internet, you're going to get like 20 different recipes, right? But if you read all of them, even though they're all different, you kind of know what chicken parmesan is by the end of reading them.
Sure.
That's what conspiracy, quote unquote, exploration's all about, is that there's enough of common themes that if you step back, you'll realize the general agenda, and you'll see how things that get major media play and narratives affect those agendas, and you become wise, and you don't tend to fall into the manipulation as much. And as much as it's unfortunate how many people do fall for it, we're at a time where the greatest percentage of humans ever are not falling for it. It's not even close, especially since COVID. There's way more people awake now because it got in their face. They couldn't ignore government corruption anymore because it was affecting their everyday lives. And some fall further into the beast, but woke up people that never would have bothered to wake up because they kind of knew stuff was wrong, but their lives were okay, so they didn't have to think about it.
That's it.
The greatest apocalypse ever. Welcome back, Inner Guardians.
Salutations, everybody.
Yeah,
Big ups.
We had an Al Gore attack.
Yeah, I gathered that. I took the dogs out for a quick walk.
How many we got tuned back in, lots?
We're back to 241.
Right, okay.
Which is okay.
Crazy.
We're bound to. Well, we lost 120 people from that attack.
I've never been in an environment like this. This is so trippy. Like, we got all the screens going on. We're broadcasted through the multiverse. There's people tuned in.
You hardly even know where to
boys
look.
are inside.
There's a camera here doing like this camera's doing a time lapse. This camera's doing a behind the scenes. Like this
what I'm
button
talking about.
Across the entire crater realm.
Let's go.
Hashtag Vagline.
See, they have literally huge, massive military intelligence infrastructure just to deal with us because we're doing fucking shit like this.
Yeah, man.
We're a problem. So as much as it gets overwhelming, we got to keep spirits up on this spaceship because we got to captain it properly, we got to steward it properly, and we're going to be called to the front lines when everyone else is losing their heads and shit gets real. And the only people that are going to be able to be calm is the people who know it's coming, because it won't surprise you as much, and you already know what you want to do and what your value systems are in those situations. And people will come to you and they'll look to you. So the people tuned in are part of that. You wouldn't be tuned into this if you weren't. So whoever's listening, you are part of this whole decentralized way of evolving consciousness. They can't chop our leader off anymore. They can't kill the movement by removing the most popular person, because it's bigger than that now.
There isn't one.
There isn't.
No.
It's a hydra.
No, yeah.
Where, for every one you strike down, 10,000 rise. And mathematically, we're there. There's roughly as many people alive right now as if you took all the people that have lived in the last 10,000 years. So mathematically, think of all the great leaders in the last 10,000 years. They all have to exist right now at the same time with the internet all over the world. Back then, those messages survived for thousands of years with only a few hundred, maybe a few thousand people listening to them. Now you can do this, and everyone's doing this. So they can't snuff it out. It's like embedded in our DNA and in our code. And they're going to have some people that will always subscribe to the cult, but you have to let people do that because that's free will. But they're not going to.
You have to have the polarity.
Yeah, you have to. We just will bring it back to balance because we're just going to make doper shit. And when we make the cool stuff, people are going to want to go where the cool stuff's happening. That's just it. The undecided middle just goes where it's cool. So we just got to make the cool stuff.
We're at the stage of where we have to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Speculation.
You could sit all day talking about why and how and what they've done because it's endless. They've been doing it for thousands of years, and we can go through every vein and every theory and everything, but what's that going to do? Well, it's just going to prove what we already know, which is these people are using fear to divide us and manipulate us, and we just got to overcome it with love and creativity and do shit that they don't know is going to happen, and they can't control it.
I call it describing the prison cell. Yeah. Right, and myself, I'm quite guilty of this because I know that I'm particularly good at describing the prison cell. And in the early days of this, when I was describing the coming prison cell, it was very useful to people. But there is a limit to the usefulness of describing the cell as it's not just being built around you; it's already potentially built for some people. So
Plato's cave.
Plato's cave. So yeah, I think what you said there is very important. Now it's about doing, rather than talking about it. And yeah, okay, this is a talk show essentially, but I like to think here that we do talk about things that are proactive.
Someone just asked in the thing, what does Max think about Chris Sky?
Oh yeah,
Chris Sky.
Yes, we've had Chris Sky on the show before.
Chris Sky's a G.
Yeah, you're down with Chris Sky, yeah?
Yeah, usually I think most people are full of shit when it really comes down to it because I think most people miss like the essential thing, which is the power of free will and power of choice. And he's huge on just using non-compliance to switch the power structure and to take the power back. And like he came through Nelson, which is where I'm from. It's about 10,000 people there and spoke. And I fucking eyed him up the whole time, just listened to see if he said some bullshit in it. But it was all like very simple message that everyone could relate to. But it was effective message, which is if we just say no and we don't do the things they say, there's no way it's enforceable. Like they just don't have the ability. Exactly. And it's overcoming that fear and just standing and just realizing that humans, through the choices and the actions we make, change reality. That's all that ever has changed reality.
Yeah, that's one of the main focuses that we have in the dojo, in the groups that we run. Is the first thing is like we have to learn how to say no. Second thing, we have to learn how to stop, and that can mean a lot of things. So we can stop the flow of attention. We can stop the way that our perception is taken to this dualistic, opposing narratives and stuff like that. And it's almost a type of inner preparation for the herald of the coming good, if you want to use that sort of speak. Because something good can come out of this, but it can only come out of this if people develop their independence, the individual I, and the will to be able to live and make decisions, rather than being told what to do, being having a shepherd telling you what to do.
Because then you hop onto the plasma hyperfreeway where things just start to line up and the right people you meet at the right time and you're here and you're there and it's all random, but it's all not because it's impossible that it's random. And when you back engineer reality with the left brain, and I was good at that when I was young, I was definitely in the opposite side of the spectrum as Tim I am now as far as the way I try and operate. It's you make quantum leaps. When you're being spontaneously creative, you skip levels. You get to go past the things that they've set up that contain the average people and make sure people play ball by the rules. And that's how we circumvent that is because we are creative and they are not, and our creativity comes up with anomalies, and those anomalies are not predicted in their models, and therefore it fucks with their system for a bit, and then they commoditize whatever it is and gain control of it. But we just keep making more things like that, and right now it's out of control.
That's what solidifies an individual's independence, and that's what society is lacking. I completely agree with what Lee was saying. I think that independence is the key in moving forward in this.
Yeah.
Because then you can have your own self, and creativity is at its highest, and then they can't win.
Well, if you think about it, they want to make everything one, don't they? They want to expand everything, like one world government, like they want everything just on one same even place. So we need to go the opposite way and just make
everything decentralized.
Well, and realize everything already is one. You don't need to make it one.
No,
you need to treat it as if it already is one thing. You have to steward the other life forms. You have to take care of your brothers and sisters and the planet because it's all one thing. You don't have to get the singularity to make it one. That's the fake shit.
They're playing around with the I, the me, and the we. So if you see I as individualism, the me as capitalism, and the we as communism. So they've been playing a long game with these factors. And I was listening to what you're saying when I was walking my dogs. I'm into dog training, and one thing that you get to learn very quickly when you do dog training is that there's training techniques and methods, and there's a big correlation between how the government or the authority train humans, because it's actually the same as training the dog. And the usual type of training is known as operant conditioning. And you made a point about they've built a construct, and now they're taking it away as a form of either reward or punishment. And that's basically what you can do with a dog. So you can actually create a false narrative for a dog, where they see it as a pleasure, and then you can deny it them as a form of punishment or conditioning.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they've done, because all they're actually doing is they're threatening us with the very thing that they constructed, and that we didn't actually want or need in the first place.
Exactly. It's snake oil. It's taking the earth and selling it back to you. We're the only things that pay to live on this planet.
We're the only thing that subscribes to authority as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they've disempowered us, right? They've made us believe that we're not something that's connected to something much larger than ourselves, and that we're capable of anything we set our minds to. And as a result, we look to them to help us. And we don't need anyone to help us, because it's all built in the packaging. The batteries are included. And that's, it's just, we fall out of balance and awareness of that. And that's when society, goes through its slippery times. And I think it's in a much larger and grander time scale than any of us will ever be privy to. And it's been happening for millions of years on this planet and others. And it always does, as long as this particular metaverse or whatever universe, whatever the hell we call it now, whatever this thing is that we're in, it goes through its run. And there's infinite of those. And right now it's just about picking a team that you think is cool. And I think it's cool to do things because you don't benefit personally, that the crew benefits and everyone wins. And that's just badass to me. And it's not, you could choose to be self-serving and you'll succeed in that world. But, I don't really have respect or think those people are steezy. It's like they don't motivate me. No. Right? So it's like they're just cheesy.
We're not the same.
Yeah.
We're not the same.
Exactly.
Cut from a different cloth.
Exactly.
But I think we had to go through this. We had to go through this process for the sort of great revelation or the great apocalypse to reveal, or for the veil to be dropped, for humanity to be able to witness the dynamics of our inner functioning. It had to kind of be brought to the outside. And I think
they did it in 2020, didn't they? 2020 vision, clear vision. You can see, everyone can see what
it really is. Yeah.
So this has been planned for a long time to happen. Not on obviously, they do this shit.
This is the final showdown of this cycle, or this mini cycle, or whatever cyclical structure we seem to be in the realm. This seems to be, or at least a hijacking of a showdown on their part.
For the most part, you just have to reinvert whatever they're pumping or pushing out. I call it a pulse.
Yeah.
So whatever they're pulsing out, you just reinvert it, and they pretty much they tell you the truth, but inverted.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, nothing's hidden. Nothing's really hidden or occulted anymore. Like Inner Guardian said last year,
and loads of people have commented on this and pulled us up on it and sort of quoted us that you said that this year is the year when the occult is going to be brought to the forefront and really put on the table, not just for those that are properly paying attention, but maybe for those that are not paying attention so much. And we're seeing it in so many of these stories.
Well, the thing that people really have to get the gist of is when we say esoteric or occult, that just basically means hidden. Now, what is hidden in humanity? It's the inner functioning. We can all see people's cars, we can see their houses, we can see their occupations, we can see their identification, blah, blah, blah. We can see the physical manifestations of this realm, but what we don't see, or we don't see with our two eyes, we see with our first eye, which is, they've inverted and called it the third eye. It's actually the first eye. If we start to take the first person perspective from the first eye, we'll start to see the inner functioning, which is the occult and the esoteric. And the nature of that, and everything that pertains to those things. And I will stand by it that 2022 will be the revelation of the inner functioning of humanity for those who choose to witness from the first eye.
Yeah, it's all coming through.
Yeah, I think what we're talking about here is, what we've already sort of coined as the greatest apocalypse ever. The final crescendo of the binary choice of the realm. And I think in your awesome little monologue at the start there, Maxwell, you were saying, this is it's all about choice.
Yeah.
You've got the choice to join the cult and essentially sacrifice yourself to whatever force is behind the cult, or you've got the choice to be a co-creator, be an individual, and be someone that's actively partaking in the realm. And choose your destiny. To quote, was it Mortal Kombat or something? I don't know. But literally, it's about choosing your destiny
and hopefully figure out that you are everyone else.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing to do, man. We talk about this and we use the terminology all the time, but to leave your apartment or wherever you live and to go to the corner shop and to actually go, hey, how's your day going, to the guy that works there and listen to him for 2 minutes. That means a lot because that's actually you. You're actually giving yourself awareness and you're putting yourself in someone else's shoes and you're setting aside your own agendas. And if you get into those habits, you start to do that with the people that are really in trouble, because a lot of times people overlook the people that they could easily help. There was a girl on the subway the other day. She was asking for change and she said, I'm sorry for bothering you folks. I'm just another annoying homeless person. And I pulled my earbuds out. I was like, you don't need to apologize to any of these people, hon. You're a human like everyone else here. And most people here are trying to ignore you because they actually have the time and money to help you, but they're not meeting that spiritual challenge and they're embarrassed. They can't even look you in the eye like a human. I said, I don't really have much, but I'll look you as a human and acknowledge that you exist. And it's like, if we all were doing that just to all the people that are having a tough time, we wouldn't need government social programs to fix things. We wouldn't need to rely on Big Brother to look after us. We would just look after each other. It's very simple, and we all just ignore our power every day and we make the wrong choices because we'd rather argue about philosophies or isms and voting and money and all this shit. It's like, dude, just help the guy on the street right now that needs to eat. That's it. If everybody starts doing that, the whole thing fixes.
Instead of going to war.
Yeah, that's it. 100%. 100%, man.
And this is where the term Satan or Satanist, a lot of people don't really kind of get the gist of it because it's been used in sort of horror movies and stuff like that. It doesn't actually mean that at all. It is what you're identifying or describing right now with regards to the behavior and
it's
the
just
choice.
the me, I mentality. That's it.
Yeah.
It just means the opposition, the opposer. It's not anything to do with a fucking red dude with a pitchfork and little horns and shit. It's nothing to do with that. That's just some religious bullshit connotation.
It's pyramidal energy formations as opposed to toroidal. And both of them come from the same ultimate awareness of the universe, which is that it's all one thing. But one sees it as if it's all one thing. The self-serving version says, I can do as I wilt. Because it's all me. I can kill it. I can manipulate it. I can raise.
You can do as thou will. You can do whatever you want.
Whatever. It's dream world. It's fantasy land. It's the simulation. But if you look at it the other way and you're empathic, you tend to spread energy in a toroid. You like to see it cycle and come around so that the whole benefits and stays in harmony. Ubuntu, whatever you want to call it, the natural kind of.
And that's why I turn up to Rise Above every Friday night.
Mad, yeah.
And do this.
Yeah.
Well, this is where when we use the term "me," that is the
So
correlation.
Lee said something earlier on which I caught. I is
Sorry,
it was 3 parts. I is me. No, it was I, me, and
I, me,
and am.
I,
Yeah.
no,
I think we should put that.
It's I, me, and we.
I, me, and we.
Yeah, so the me is the instinctive aspect. So me. So one of the sayings that we have in esoteric groups is not to die like a dog. Like I say, I spend a lot of time with dogs, and you quickly learn that dogs are stuck in the instinctive center. It's me. They do things based on what they want to do for themselves. Now humans, they need to rise above the level of the instinctive center and connect more with the I.
Yeah.
And the we.
Yeah.
But what the darker cultures have done, they've been able to invert things, and they use the we to get through to the me, which ultimately gets to the I. Because they can't go directly to the I, because the I is independent.
Yeah, and I think,
I
to be
is free
honest, the big bridge in that is language keeps us in one of those forms. When we're using language, even if it's in thought form, it all binds us to the conceptual realm. Whereas part of us is based in physical reality, which is feeling, tasting, touching, smelling, being in the present moment, where there is no thought. There's just reaction, there's feel, there's inertia, there's physics, there's all of the things that can only be experienced right now. And we get so lost in our thoughts talking about things, because that's what we do, that we're not very good at being present and really smelling the air and feeling things as we touch them and taste them. And that's what keeps you grounded and keeps things magical. You don't need to fly to the moon when you just look at nature around you. It's crazy enough as it is. You could trip out on it all day if you're in the right state of mind, if you're appreciating it properly. And we're just so in our head of what we want to create and what we want to achieve and where we want to go with our lives that we basically take for granted the magical technology that is in the biosphere. Like the way mycelial networks of mushrooms feed the bottom and change what they are and produce different chemical compounds to shift and feed the environment exactly what it needs. Like, we'll never create computers as advanced as what goes on this planet, but we're so arrogant that we think we're going to solve everything, whereas if you just looked around you, the solutions are already there. We can steward those systems and mimic them, and they'll create harmonious distribution networks for the resources. That's how the planet works. But we think we got a better way of fucking doing it because we come up with a couple vibrators,
Mycelium is probably the best organism on the planet.
You got it, man. It's
And it's the most misunderstood,
Yeah, it's it.
We've got no idea how it works.
Yeah.
No idea.
The new Star Trek Discovery is all based on mycelial networks being the warp drive technology because it's non-local. So instead of warping places through speed and time space, they're folding time and they're transmitting non-locally. Yeah, it's so sick, man.
Have you watched the whole of it? It's absolutely incredible.
It's amazing, dude. 100%, man. It's so good. Yeah, it's so good. My dad raised me on Star Trek. Actually, speaking of the juice that everybody's subscribing to, my dad is one of the ones that got the blood clots. He won't ever admit it's from it, but it's 100% from it. That's crazy.
Do you know which brand of juice he got?
That's the crazy thing, is he had to have an extra one because one of the ones he took didn't count.
Oh, so the Astra,
Yeah.
the gift from the stars.
Gift from the stars.
Yeah.
We have to use code words
the
here,
gift from the
Max.
stars.
Yeah, so the juice, the gift from the stars, we all know.
The Christmas Miracle is the one from Michelle Pfizer.
That stuff's
and then
madness.
I remember hearing that they had to retract a batch that was produced somewhere in non-official environment.
They had to send it back to the cosmos for the greater good, comrade.
Yeah. There wasn't enough graphene in there for it to
give it a top up.
Yeah.
So do you guys think
maybe
that's part of what's going on in Ukraine? Because I heard there's a bunch of labs and stuff. Is that confirmed, or is that just internet conspiracy? Like we all think it might happen, but no one really knows.
We featured that on our World War 33 episode.
We did a World War 33 special into Ukraine, and we took the initial reports about these biolabs, and then I personally cross-referenced it with the Pentagon's own documents about the biodefense network. And I tracked half of them that were claimed in about 5 minutes. So the biolabs are there. The paper trail of the money is there. The company involved is called Metabiota, as in metaverse biota, and that is to do with Bunter Hyden. Yeah, so he has got huge shares in it. So all of that is actually, according to any good source you can get your hand on, is factually true.
Okay, so potentially an issue could be then, let's say, okay, they're all, I see global countries as like WWE characters. Like they're all getting paid by Vince McMahon. Like they're just making some of us think they're heels. Some of them are babyface, right? And like, to be honest, from like a conspiracy type guy, I love like the Putin character, man, because that country seems like they're like, screw the system, we're doing our thing. But they got their own horrible shit that they're doing too, right? They're no better. But they're playing the role of like, we're fighting back, you know, type vibe. Maybe a la Hitler in the 30s
they're
and 40s,
like
right?
They look at the West as dirty, don't they? Yeah,
Exactly.
The Russians
but it's all the same
dirty
shit,
West.
right? Yeah. But, you know, I gotta be...
It's just a different kind of filth.
You know, I think viruses, dude, is going to come out, and we're going to... Like, you know, Dr. Bruce Lipton, he does a lot of stuff on, like, morphogenetic fields
I've heard
and
of
that
him,
kind of ideas. Anyway, if people are interested, go check out some of his stuff, because I'm going to misquote whatever. But the general idea is viruses are more... a mechanism in nature of dealing with toxicity, whether it's internal or external toxicity. If there's too much level of toxicity, viral activations occur in order to try and cleanse the system to save the body.
This is we need to be quite careful here because we can't be seen to be giving any medical information.
Okay.
Yeah. But
okay, so I'll get away from that.
Kind of terrain theory.
All I'm going to say is I feel like, and this is purely just like when you accumulate lots of information over years, right, you have these things that you think may be plausible. So I'm not saying this is true whatsoever, but I feel that the biggest factor on life on this planet is the sun. And the sun and our galaxy go through different stages of different types of radiation that we're exposed to on the planet. Those radiation cycles were mapped by the Mayans with the Bactunes, which are the 26,000-year rough cycles, which is also the light years we are from the center of our galaxy, which used to behave as a black hole but is now emitting gamma bubbles from the center, so it's breathing out. So what if radiation mutates DNA through viral activation, which causes the anomalies and the shifts in the genetic code of the species on said planet, which is what the actual impetus for evolution to occur is that the radiation mutates the DNA
from the sun.
Yes, and that's how you get...
talks about the radiated monkey, doesn't he?
Yes, he does, yeah.
And it's like a software upgrade. It's like we're connected to this huge network, and the galaxy beams the code out to the stars, and then the stars pump the planets, and the planets then are absorbed into the life forms, and the life forms get...
This is law of one, like the sun is like the sub-logos.
Ra, this is the eye of Ra.
This is the ray of creation, and this is everything that the esoteric and the alchemists schools speak about, because it's not a coincidence.
We're getting whole rabbit. It's not even midnight.
You've got the solar, and then you've got the soul. So basically, we develop a soul by the mechanism of the sun, or the solar energy, radiation.
100%, and that's why I think it's so prevalent in all mythology and ancient wisdom and stories. And like, you know, it's just... there has to be, it's the recipe thing. If people are talking about stuff enough over time and it's part of core myths of cultures, foundational aspects, there's a reason that you're paying so much attention to the stars and the sun. And it's because those things give you awareness of where you are in the cycle, and where you are in the cycle is important to how you should be behaving or where you should be locating on the planet based on whether it's going to warm, cool, etc. If we're going to go through a rough period, so on and so forth. And if you're wise enough to do that, you've passed nature's test and you proliferate, and hopefully you use your wisdom to build societies that have essentially decentralized forms of resource distribution, cooperation, and completion and stewardship. And I think sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and it's up to us, now that we're all talking through the internet, to be aware of these concepts, these possibilities, and think that there's probably no coincidence of the timing, and that we're probably nearing another big cycle shift, which means there's an incredible opportunity to influence the matrix based on the choices and actions we take. And if we use that wisdom appropriately, we'll shepherd in a more prosperous age than what we're going to be exiting out of, purely because we had to be motivated to do so because it got so shitty.
Gosh. We are agents of the awakening, transcendental 5D changelings, and we chose to manifest right now 3D needs straightening. Wow, that was an epic, mate. You've been an
an amazing guest so far. Are we going to hear some music from you soon?
Yeah, I'm down. I can try.
Yeah, because like, oh, what's this? Is this? This is the holy USBs. So tell us a little bit about what you're going to be playing for us in a moment.
You know what? I haven't really ever used those decks, so I'm just going to see what tunes pull up, and I'm going to play the ones that are on there.
Okay, so we're going in a 140 BPM, right?
Yeah, definitely 140, 100%.
Okay, it's my favourite BPM. I don't like no cheesy EDM. Don't know about you guys, but yeah. So you like 175. So is this going to be like traditional grime? Are we going deep into like this sort of tribal 140? Is this like a more hip hoppy production?
Jeez, dude, I don't even know, man. It'll be like literally I'll pick the first track and then I'll just scramble and I'll pick the second track. And my stuff is so wide that it could be like wifey RNG flips. It could be a dubstep, just swatter stink face business. I don't know, man.
Is it MC friendly?
What happens. Some of the tunes can be. Yeah, I can go that direction.
Well, if it's all right with you, when there's some MC friendly tunes, I might
yeah,
drop
100%,
some bars on there.
Man. I'm just gonna kind of clang some rhythms together. I profess to be no awesome DJ, but I'm not a bad producer if I don't say so. So yeah, we'll let some tunes fly.
We've heard great things, so I'm really looking forward to it. So.
Killing the grime scene.
Yeah, killing the grime scene. So big up to everyone at
Tormented
Tormented
bring it
Audio.
Into life. The last thing it needs is more talk about grime being dead. We got to bring it to life. We can't be killing it anymore.
That's a great.
We got to raise it.
That's a great reversal. That's a good inversion.
Yeah.
Veg, why haven't more musical artists spoken out about these rather impactful measures that we've seen? Let's be polite about it.
I think because the music industry is kind of controlled anyway, and it's at the people at the top that are controlling everything. So the music people are kind of protecting what they have, so they don't really want to say anything, go against a certain narrative. So that's probably why the reason. Some of them might not be aware about it, but yeah, it's a controlled industry. So
I be the COVID killer, want to be a winner. I don't need a frozen dinner, a million traumas, but I keep my chin up. Boiling the herbs when the cup get filled up. Nah, I don't need to build up. Out to the people, too much evil. Support your time and deal up. Stop listening to paedophile elites and covering your grill up. I don't need them privileges. Them man, they be killing your kids, they're straight wicked. They wanna jab in your auntie, jab in your sister, jab in your mumsy, jab in your missus. Train on, but you won't need stitches. They want us to losing minerals, drinking booze, getting pissed, asking Santa for a jab on your Christmas list. With a mask, no way. Injection, no way. Stick up the nose, no way. When they see me walking past, don't be scared. You ain't gonna get out of the way like wearing a mask, no way. Injection, no way. Stick up the nose, no way. When they see me walking past, don't be scared. You ain't gonna get out of the way like. You ask me why I'm not wearing a mask, you get it cause that's not even a question. I don't wanna use my arms to put on no mask, that's long man, I'd rather rest them. The government did some illegal lockdown, so I made the EP exempt, I addressed them. They don't help, they just scare and test them. The key word cause they're still selling us poison, and that's what essential is. They don't wanna open the bit about C19 and the next so they censor it. They scared us into a self-imposed house arrest, I didn't see the sense in it. Until they teach us how to build the immune system, and they didn't even mention it. Like wearing a mask, no way. Injection, no way. Stick up the nose, no way. When they see me walking past, don't be scared. You ain't gonna get out of the way like wearing a mask, no way. Injection, no way. Stick up the nose, no way. When they see me walking past, don't be scared. You ain't gonna get out of the way. I do COVID grime all day. I do COVID grime till it goes away. I do COVID grime till I'm old and age. I got a 16 for the new strain. What fake food and fake medicine, fake education, that's just evil. What covered the earth with concrete, enslaved us with money, now they're gonna save us with a needle?
They scared us into a self-imposed house arrest. They said it was all for our health. Meanwhile, there was still off licenses were open, selling alcohol, which pulls minerals out of the body, selling tobacco. They said it was about the lungs. They were selling tobacco at the same time. They were selling sugar still all the time. Obviously, refined sugars cause hyperactivity and lead to emotional instability, but they were still selling sugar, selling junk food all of the time, making people lose their businesses, and then telling people that they need to go to the government to get injected for health. And most of these people are toxic anyway because they're highly traumatized. So they're all eating crap food, bread, pasta, wheat. And it doesn't make any sense, really. If you look like the lockdowns, you've got to close your business and you can't make money. And as does Tesco, Sainsbury's, Morrison's, McDonald's, Burger King are still open at the same time. That doesn't make any sense, and then I'm supposed to go to the government to inject me for health and be scared.
See, I'm exam to the end. They wanna send me round the bend. Forgot to wear that in the shop, then I just won't attend. If you're thinking that my cough is gonna kill you and your friend, then you might be a little bit lost. What's sucking up the fear from the news at 10? What, wearing the mask? No way. Injection? No way. Stick up the nose? No way. When they see me walking past, don't be scared. You ain't gonna get out of the way like wearing the mask? No way. Injection? No way. Stick up the nose? No way. When they see me walking past, don't be scared. You ain't gonna get out of the way like.
Well, I don't know about you, but that is right up our street.
Right here, right now, is where we draw the line.
Inspector Veg is dope, mate. We're so lucky to have him playing at the festival. So that tune was No Way by Inspector Veg. Inspector Veg.
Yeah, you good, you good.
There we go. We can hear you. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
We're very pleased to have you drop by on the show, and also equally excited to have you playing at Raw Treat, man. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's good to be down there, man, to be involved with what you guys are doing.
Awesome. It'd be great to have you, man, and your tunes.
Yeah, I've been following you for a while. We've been playing your tunes on the show. I've been banging your tunes in the car all over the place, mate. I would say you are the #1 anti-Coviet grime MC on planet Earth.
Thank you very much.
That's a hell of a title.
I think he deserves it.
Yeah, for sure.
I've seen the guy on the tube, on the bus, with like, oh no, he's disappeared again. Obviously, Lord Schwab's sex bots are trying to stop this connection. Here he is, he's back.
Let's get him back in.
So, Inspector Veg, you've been up to a whole lot, mate. I've seen videos of you on the tube, on the bus, educating people about what's going on, about taking off the mask. You've been busy, mate.
Yeah, definitely, man. It just seemed like it was really important because before COVID hit, I was doing Inspector Veg, and I was just going to clubs and festivals and showing people about the food and stuff like that, educating about herbs and about raw food and stuff like that. And when the lockdowns happened, they're telling people to get inside their houses, and obviously they were still selling alcohol and complex sugars and wheat and like animals that are treated badly and stuff like that. So it was really intense for me, like to try and. That's why I made the exempt EP, obviously, to say how I felt about that. But yeah, it's obviously a really serious thing. So I thought there's nothing more important for me to write about than work.
No, I totally agree, mate. And I feel the same. Like all of my bars at the moment are about what's going on right now. And, and our detractors would say, oh, you guys are obsessed. You're going on about something that finished a couple of years ago. But the fact is, for anyone that's paying attention, this hasn't finished, has it?
No, it's a rolling snowball.
Yeah.
It started before I even came into this body and before you even came into this body.
Yeah, of course.
So how can it be finished? Because it was started before we even incarnated. So it's not going to be finished. It's just like, obviously, before COVID, we was being farmed because we are being farmed. But that was like the jab and the lockdowns. That was kind of like the new level of farming. So it's really important because they allowed the large companies to thrive. They bled out the small businesses, made more people dependent on the state. Mental health went up, suicide went up, depression went up. They gave people the jab. A lot of people died from the jab. Now gas, electric bills and everything's going up. So there's not an inflation, it's a starvation what they're doing. So global tech's moving forward and then we're getting pushed to the side. So as a music artist, what else should I talk about? Maybe I understand what's going on because of what I was doing, the fasting and the purification and stuff like that. Maybe some other artists don't understand what's going on, but they should see what people are going through and we should be able to measure it and see if it's really justified, and then we should speak out about it because that's how we should use music because it's a powerful tool that we have.
Yeah, man.
sure.
And this is something we spoke about on the show before. There's a lot of MCs that before this were very vocal about your hand-me topics, your Palestine and these topics that have been around for a while. But when the biggest topic that affects everyone universally came along, they were very quiet. And I'm not going to name any names. We've already said these names online.
Like Carla and people like that, I think, like low key in that they were saying stuff, and people like Carla and that they was like the people that was talking about conscious stuff, but they didn't really say much really when this happened.
No, they're very quiet.
They're very quiet because obviously, like even the stuff that I heard of Carla done, it was like blacks and whites, but obviously that's still part of it, ain't it? Because everything is one anyway. We're playing black people against white people as well. But if he speaks all about that all the time, but then he didn't speak about what was actually going on with the when it's the whole species, the whole humanity is under attack. So everyone should speak about that anyway, including the people that claim to be awake and stuff like that. So I think everyone has a responsibility to say something if you have a platform.
Obligation, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
An obligation, an obligation to say something.
Veg, before we before we go any further, Veg, can I just ask you mentioned farming earlier. Like, do you just want to go into that a little bit more for some of our viewers there? When you said that the lockdowns of the jab was a new kind of farming, can you just speak a little bit more on that?
Because obviously Mother Earth is a built in abundance, and it just keeps giving. So that's how we should be living. If we're living free, then we're living with Mother Earth. But we've been pushed off the land, and we've been enslaved inside a concrete mechanism, and now we're enslaved by money, by hoarding digits on a screen. So that we are being farmed because we're in our houses. Then we've got to think, oh, how do I get these digits on a screen? Then we go outside our house. Then we come back inside our house. Then we think, how do I get money? So we are being farmed already, but that's not good enough for them. They're not happy with that, even though there's people on the street that can't make money, that are taking heroin and drug addicts and stuff like that. Now they want to educate us and say that we can't even make the...
Yeah, I think we've got to be a bit careful. He's literally saying it all right there. We forgot to tell Inspector Veg about the code words because he's probably going to get us taken down. Let's just get him back. Oh no! Look, it wouldn't even let me
straight in.
Yeah, I think Veg is being censored. Let's have one more go. He should pop up again because we've got another 12 minutes until we invite Human Vibration, who's our first guest tonight.
Whoa!
Yeah, I know.
Here we go.
Tonight's a real barnstormer. In case you hadn't already guessed, let's get Veg back.
Can you hear me?
Veg, Veg, can you use code words, mate? Don't say the C word. Al Gore doesn't like it. The algorithm doesn't like it when you say the C word.
What is the C word?
The people's pandemic. See? That's how hot he is. Inspector Veg is obviously under high surveillance. Al Gore's got a special crack team.
That's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous.
Keeps coming back, man. Keeps coming back.
I'm not scared of a cough and a sneeze, but they're worried about what I'm saying. But the thing is, as I was saying, we are being farmed, obviously, because we've been removed from nature, pushed off the land, and now we're hoarding digits on a screen. So we're not just free to live the way we want to live, but now giving us the jab saying we can't earn money ourselves, that we need to get the digits off the screen of someone else. Do you get what I'm saying? And then we need a jab. So they're not happy with what they're doing, even though it's so sick that we live in a concrete mechanism. We have to always thinking about how do we get these digits on a screen. And there's people taking heroin, people taking crack, people with low self-esteem, people with mental health. That's not good enough for them. They want to up the game on the farming and then start editing us with crazy stuff and then start making us lose our businesses. So we have to rely on them for the digits on the screen. So it's very, very sick what's going on right now. And why would you not speak about that? Do you get what I'm saying? If
for sure, man.
What else is there to speak about?
What else is there to speak about? Because if these people carry on and they get away with what they're doing, then what is the provisions that we've earned or the wealth that we've earned? We have to live in a world with more misery. So I think it's the most important thing to speak about. And it's just a shame. I think Temper T said a few bits. K Coke said stuff. Ramis was doing some good stuff. Nate made some good tunes. Guidance, he was getting censored a lot. He's pretty good. And Lucas Lyon as well. He made that 1984 track, what I think was amazing. And
Lucas is playing at Raw Treat too.
Yeah, he's at Raw Treat, man.
Yeah, and My Bad Sister's been talking about they had their career going really well, and their career went downhill because they was openly speaking about COVID and stuff like that. So we have got some people that are speaking about it.
Yeah, and we've got to keep it up, and it's that obligation that you talked about which made which kick-started us into creating this platform and creating Rise Above You in 2020, because there's no way I was going to keep my mouth shut about it. They tried to shut me up. I had a £10,000 fine hanging over my head for speaking in public, exposing things like the digital ID and the immunity passport. I was speaking about this in 2020 before most people had heard about it, and they tried to stop me from speaking. So, I came online and made this show. So, I absolutely agree, Veg. It is an obligation. And like you say, in times like this, what else are you going to talk about? I've got no time for small talk at all anymore. No time whatsoever.
Definitely. And it's like, as I say, Mother Earth is a built in abundance. It just keeps giving. So with all the suffering that we endure as human species is because we've been pushed off the land and now we're enslaved by money, and it's this whole concrete vibe that we've got going on. So all of the suffering that we endure is completely unnecessary. It's only because we've been removed from that, and that is ours at the end of the day. So we should always fight to try and get back to what is ours.
Yeah, our suffering is definitely manufactured.
That's what I was going to say. The suffering is unnecessary because we've been removed from nature when everything's there for free. It's all unnecessary. And some people can't realise that.
Yeah, they can't break away from the dependency mindset that's been built into them before they were born, like we were saying a minute ago. This started before we came into this body, and it's not something new.
It's an ancient evil, like you've said before. It's an ancient
we're at
evil.
war with an ancient evil.
Yeah, definitely. And it's interesting that years ago you were speaking about the Gnostic stuff, and I read the book on Manly P. Hall, and he was talking about Gnosticism and that, and how they had specific disciplines.
Oh, they didn't. How God didn't like that.
Don't mention Manly P. Hall.
Yeah, he started talking about the wisdom of all ages, and he gets he's back again. It's weird because you've got a perfect connection. Veg, you've got a perfect connection, but when you say certain things, it kicks you out, mate.
Yeah, they don't want to hear people hearing that because they had certain disciplines on how to overcome the tyranny of the mind, the intellect, and the environmental circumstances, how to reach the central point within ourselves and illuminate the soul. And they would do this in specific buildings or whatever they would have, and they had these disciplines. And when you illuminate the soul, you don't really need Babylon because you're not. There's no lack, there's no desire. You can't add nothing or take nothing away from this state, and you feel completely whole. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mate, this guy knows.
You don't need Babylon. That
Veg,
means you don't need Babylon. And
this is
gosh.
This is why it's called the Inspector, bruv. Come on.
Yeah, and the thing is that people play Pythagoras, Jesus, and or obviously religion tells us, we need God, we need Jesus to get to God and stuff like that. But Jesus had these specific disciplines. Obviously, religion is exoteric. It's like becoming a better person. Esoteric stuff is dissolving the person. Yeah, and that's what they don't want us to do at the end of the day. That's why they want us living in a concrete mechanism, chasing money, and in Babylon, which is basically just a desire factory.
Yeah, it's about
factory.
It's about the identification with the flesh, which is the desire.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right.
With the personality.
Yeah. Bang on, mate.
With the personality.
Dropping bombs.
Fuck me, it's only 24 minutes into the show.
Yeah, right. Inspector Veg comes on, he just starts machine gunning everyone with bare facts. Come on, come back. Here he is.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Can
it's interesting to hear the stuff that you guys are talking about, man. You're just talking about stuff that I would never even have thought of. And, just going in different directions, man. It's really, I'm glad to be a part of what you guys are doing.
Well, at the end of the day, mate, we wanted to build a table that everyone can sit and cut a little piece of the pie. It's about ideas over dogma, right? So, sometimes people get upset because we talk about one subject and then we have another guest on who might actually conflict in what the other guest is saying.
That's cool.
But that's the whole idea of this show, right? Because some people are like, oh, wait a minute, I thought you were saying this. This is like, no. We're presenting lots of ideas and people can take what they like. At the end of the day, it's not about being rigid or concrete in anything. It's about holding many things like a feather.
That's why
not
we
one
like
heavy
to say
fuck off anvil on your shoulder.
Come and dine at the table of Ra.
Yeah, there's loads of rabbit here. We've got finest cuts, fill it all over the place, mate.
Gosh.
And that's it, yeah. It's just like, and that's what I think it is about being mutable. I'm not thinking, I know what it is, like being able to say, like, I know something, but then maybe I don't. Like me be preaching the Dr. Sebi electric food all the time, and I had to stop and think one point, some people might need organic grass-fed cheese, or some people might need organic free-range eggs, or certain things like. So I guess it's just being mutable and then learning and then realizing that maybe someone else has got something that's different to what you believe that might have truth to it. But I guess nothing's black and white. There's always a different. That's why I like to say, it's true to a degree, because nothing's black and white. There's always a different side.
Oh, yeah, nice.
No. Look, I'm after this conversation now, I'm even more excited to have Inspector Veg at the Weekender.
Absolutely.
We've got another 5 minutes of him before we say hello to our first guest, which is Human Vibration. Veg, we've got you on for another 5 minutes. Al Gore doesn't like it. He keeps kicking you out because you're dropping so many truth bombs, mate. Everyone in the live chat's absolutely loving it.
Yeah, it's good to be here, man. It's good to be here. But that's what another thing what I was going to say. That's why I always recommend the fasting, because I remember I did 10 days on grapes before, and the truth of who we are, like is, I said the V word, jabs and Bill Gates and clot shots and masks and all this. That's one aspect of the truth. But the truth of who we are is bigger than all of that. And in fasting, when I've been fasting, you can reach certain states where there's no lack, there's no desire, you can't add or take nothing away from this state, yeah? And that's why fasting is a good thing I think a lot of people should experience to wake up to who we truly are.
An activator activity, yeah, I like that. I've had a little experience of fasting before. Probably need to look into it a little bit more. But yeah, these are all the kind of conversations we're beginning to be having around the campfire at Ra Treat, over breakfast, late at night. Are you staying for the whole weekend, Veg?
Yeah, I'll stay for the whole weekend.
Awesome,
man.
Mate. Awesome.
I just try not to get hit by any of them axes, innit? Just make sure.
Yeah, it's all safe. Everything is totally legit. Do we get to say hello to MC Silver quickly before we go? You're going to be performing at Ra Treat as well, yeah?
I am, yeah. I'm going to be doing a bit of backing vocals for Inspector Veg. I've got a few bars. I'm allowed a couple of 16s.
Yeah, of course. We want to hear it.
No, she's got a track called My Face. Got 12. I think got 12,000 hits. It's done quite well as well.
Yeah, we did all right. Me and my sister, we sort of didn't wear much. We did it all sexy. I thought we'll get away with it if we're not wearing much, because it will sort of fit with the satanic kind of.
You'll fit into the algorithm, yeah.
Exactly. We thought we might get more views like that, get away with it, which we have. So that's cool.
Hey,
you
got to do what you got to do out there.
That's it. People should be making their tracks at 3 minutes and 33 minutes long. That always helps.
But we got away with that one. We've got a latest one called No Vax. We've actually got away with that one as well.
Spelt with an X, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be done. Otherwise, Al Gore's taking that down, slapping that right out of your hand straight away.
Yeah, exactly. It was actually an artist in Italy that we collaborated with. We started to make the track, and then COVID happened. And we wanted to do a video for it, but obviously we couldn't get together because of the lockdowns and stuff. And then we wrote our bars, and after he listened to ours, he decided to make the track about fucking the Green Pass, basically, which obviously was quite a big thing in Italy.
Yeah.
We were just really happy that he decided to go on that route. And yeah, we got away with it. I mean, it's hard to find. Like, you have to have the link. Sometimes it doesn't come up that easily. But yeah, I was quite surprised we got away with that, but we were still just like, fuck it, whatever. If we get pulled down, we just throw it out there, innit? You can't
you've got to put it out there. At the end of the day, we don't just want to preach to the choir. You want the normies to see it as well. So that we get gypped for still being on YouTube. Like, why are you still on YouTube? It's all, well, guess what? This is the best platform that everyone watches. So you want to be on the biggest platform.
That's why we speak in code.
Yeah, that's why we invented the Ralphabet. Learn your ABCs. Anyway, guys, it's been awesome. I've got to say goodbye though, because we've got another guest coming on. Listen, we will see you, if we don't speak before, on Friday, September the 9th, in the woods in Dorset at Ra Treat, yeah?
We're there. Well done.
Big up Inspector Veg and MC Silver.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us on the show.
Thanks for letting us on. Take care.
Big up.
Rise above.
Rise above, generate, rise above.
Well, that was a nice little surprise, wasn't it?
Nice.
That was a nice little surprise.
Inspector Veg just came on fucking double barreled.
Yeah, right. Oh, mate. What a legend.
Reports of a plane crash in the World Trade Center in New York.
Outside Liverpool Street Station.
11 people have been confirmed dead in an attack on the controversial French satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo. 5 people are in critical condition.
Have been killed in Paris and more than 200 are injured in a series of attacks across the city.
There have been 2 explosions at Brussels airport and a blast at a city centre Echo station.
It's double L, you've heard of me, the flow's poison, liquid mercury. Hear my voice when I curse this beat, I let it moisten before surgery. Still be in charge, repeat offender, for revealing elitist agenda. Still at large, delete the data, success or defeat or retreat or surrender. And I can't let go, killer artist Charlie Hebdo. That's a false flag, actors in tow, and a blame Islam for the media show. 2 weeks later, Copenhagen, could it be bait of these global pagans? These traitors feed off people hating, so nothing's changed. Guilty as charged, repeat offence. My arse is back on the bench. The prosecution speaks my offensive views on my former defence. So hence, saw the wheat from the chaff. The covert conflicts, rearranged maps. distraction. Fired by warring factions. Fearful thoughts gain traction. Step one in a chain reaction. Weapons of mass distraction. Fired by warring factions. That's a direct action. Breaking down our human attraction.
Not really free your mind, it's free yourself from mind. That's why society is structured to completely engross us in things to occupy our mind. Open your mind.
There's a war going on for our minds, for our attention, for our lives, and it keeps going on because we remain blind. The system is shoveling shit in our eyes. Consume this, watch that, or anything on a big screen that's flat. Distractions come in many formats. Time is one thing you never claw back. Weapons of mass distraction, fired by warring factions. Fearful thoughts gain traction. Step one in a chain reaction. Playing GTA, well, you're flushing the focus away. I'm cruising through this breathing illusion. Why do I need your game to play? This is real, are you feeling me? It's all vice in the city, no liberty. Put down the Xbox controller when I bust a verbal soliloquy. Weapons of mass distraction, fired by warring factions. That's a direct action, breaking down our human attraction. There's no need for a power up. I discharge my aura, climb a mountain, cross a border, attack an in a mind explorer. I want a PSC, a teleporter, to a land with no structural order. No distractions from warring factions, leading people like lambs to the slaughter. Weapons of mass distraction, fired by warring factions. Fearful thoughts gain traction. Step one in a chain reaction. See me, I write about issues. You wipe joint pads with tissues. Unconsciously moving along while your awareness is stuck in situ. For your mind, it's a major misuse. You're online, settling disputes. In a deathmatch, throwing a smoke grenade. I'm in a sound clash, smoking big suits. Weapons of mass distraction, fired by warring factions. Fearful thoughts gain traction. Step one in a chain reaction. Weapons of mass distraction, fired by warring factions. That's a direct action, breaking down our human attraction. Weapons of mass distraction, fired by warring factions. Fearful thoughts gain traction. Step one in a chain reaction. Weapons of mass distraction, fired by warring factions. That's a direct action, breaking down our human attraction. Rise above and extinguish fear when we generate love. A single candle lights up the darkness. That is the power we all harness. Let's identify targets, light them up.
Rise Above crew, I'm here in Stockholm, Sweden. First of all, apologies for not finishing off COVID 1984, more of that to come. Apologies for not finishing the Pizzagate Chronicles, more of that to come. As some of you may not know, I'm an MC, combat sports, and I'm a music artist. I've been called away to Stockholm to do some international pro level MMA, which is kind of awesome. First impressions of Sweden, it's nice, it's clean, the air is clean, there's less traffic, less pollution. There's still a lot of homeless people here, and there's a lot of people walk around collecting rubbish, which we don't see in the UK. So, okay, I will say one thing. Swedish people are a lot healthier than people in the UK. I don't see very much obesity. So I will definitely say on the whole, Swedish people are healthier than people in England. We can talk about the stats all day. Here are the important ones. The population of Sweden is 10 million. They've had 83,000 cases of COVID, and they've had 5,700 deaths. Now, if we compare that to England, we've got 55 million. We're 5 times bigger. We've had 311,000 cases, so roughly 5 times as many cases. We've had 35,000 deaths. Now, I'm going to use 35,000 because 40,000 was the figure last week. They said they've just shaved 5 off. Now, we could talk about death rates and stuff like that when it comes to cases, but the fact is that the testing is so inaccurate, I don't even think that's worth talking about. Here's a percentage that's worth talking about. If we take the population of England and the population of Sweden separately and divide the amount of deaths by the amount of people, we get almost the same figure. For England, it's 0.06% of the population died of COVID-19. Sweden, it's 0.05. So even though they've got a better healthcare system here, people are generally healthier, they're not as obese, they're more spread out, roughly, take 0.01%, the same amount of people died, if we believe the official figures. Enough about stats. Let's see what it's like on the streets of Sweden on my adventure that I went on today. I've been staying right in the centre of Stockholm. I have also visited a suburb called Eskilstuna, which is about 2 hours away outside of the city. So I think I've got a pretty good feel for how Sweden, or Stockholm in particular, is dealing with the pandemic. And the first thing I'd say from what I've seen so far is what pandemic? I've been walking around high streets. I've been walking around city centre locations. I've been walking around neighbourhoods. No masks. There are no queues outside of shops. There are no businesses shut. It's a hustling, bustling city. Life is normal. Now I've just come to a little street side cafe. I ordered a gin and tonic. There is no track and trace. There is no social distancing. Life completely as normal here in Stockholm. While I've been here, I've been constantly asking people what their views are about COVID, Corona, and generally from Swedes, the first response I get is raised eyebrows. Yeah, honestly, 9 out of 10 people I've spoken to here, the first response I get before they've said a word about the situation, not about how their country have coped with it, is raised eyebrows. They seem to think it's a bit of a con. And the crazy thing is, when Swedish people have asked me how we're dealing with it in the UK, and I tell them that a lot of businesses have shut, people have to queue to get into supermarkets, everybody's wearing a mask, everybody's social distancing, not touching each other, they literally cannot believe it. The first thing they say is, why? Why are you doing that? I've got to say, as I see people enjoying their food, spending time with their friends and families, sitting out, drinking, smoking, enjoying, it makes me wonder why we're not doing this in the UK. So far today I've got a bit lost. I'm on the wrong side of the water, so I've got to backtrack on myself, cross over this water here and get back on the other side over there, back to where the hotel is. But I tell you what, I must have walked a good 8 miles so far. One mask. I've only seen one mask today. Absolutely no evidence whatsoever that there is a global pandemic here in Stockholm, Sweden, apart from a bottle of hand sanitizer here and there. Nothing. Having spoke to quite a few Swedish people, what I've gathered is that they had no lockdown. At the very start of the crisis, some places shut down, but for a very short period of time. The only places that are closed are large concert halls and venues. So, no businesses were shut down. No businesses have closed forever because of the lockdown. That means no jobs have been lost. Basically, it's life as normal here in Stockholm. I cannot see any evidence whatsoever of a global pandemic, of a lot of people having been sick, of a virus. There's just no evidence of it. It's life as normal everywhere I've gone. So there you have it. I've been around about, you've seen for yourself how Stockholm, the capital city of Sweden, is dealing with the COVID-1984 scamdemic. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like this, share it. Thank you for your support. Everyone that's bigging up the channel, everyone that's sharing my videos, rise above.
Holy potato. So it's the first ever official Ramish international delegation. We're traveling to Swabia. We're here at the departure lounge. We're outside the departure lounge in Terminal 4. Can someone light this for me, please, baby? I'm here with a man like Andy PG.
What's up, your old word?
I'm here with the ever elusive part-time Magix.
He's even like hiding behind you. There he is. Mr. No One himself.
We're already getting worried about a security breach. If we go through security check and they check the memes on our phone right now, we could be in with a big problem.
Even especially the research that we've received lately from our confidence.
Yeah. Some of the far right documented research we have on my phone could cause it like maybe a diplomatic incident. We just about made it through security. I just about. Obviously, mine and Magix's bags got flagged up. I got pulled to the side. I got swabbed all over my body. They were trying to say, "What is inside your leg? Have you got metal inside your leg?" I was like,
"It's
no."
Just a dick, Lord Schwab.
They took something out of my bag. Like, what's this? I was like, "It's a selfie stick." It's like a self stick. Magix, what happened to you?
Well, mate, they wanted to know what was in my toothpaste. And my
tested positive for fluoride.
And my bag full of wires and more wires, and then my DJ decks, which flagged up little circles everywhere on the screen. It's probably with a weed in the freaking. And yeah, we got fully swabbed.
Luckily, no one from airport security checked the memes on our phone. Luckily.
Having a quick bite to eat in the airport. Mine and Becky S's lunch came to precisely £33.
That was after spending £100 on leads and travel adapters completely unnecessarily. £33 for lunch. We just got clocked by someone that wanted to meet us for breakfast. They're like, nah, sorry, this is a Ramish only event. Until we get to Liberland, we don't. So there they are, it's the rise above, right? So we've had the obligatory pre-boarding drinks and the breakfast, and Andy PG was like, I need to complete the triad of consumption. I need to smoke. I was like, there is no smoking area in Heathrow.
There is no smoking area.
And he said yes.
But apparently in Terminal 4 there is actually a smoking area.
There's also one in Terminal 2.
Holy potato.
Yeah.
Holy potato. Let's go and find that shit.
On the website there is none.
Before we head off to this newly formed Michael crypto nation of Liberland, the final smoke in the UK is about to go down. No, let's get to the bar right next to Terminal 33.
How are we going to have a ciggy off?
No, it's too much. We can't. Yes, you can smoke in Heathrow apparently.
Andy. Hello.
It's true, there really is a smoking area after you've checked in at Heathrow. We made it. They allowed the rise above dignitaries into Serbia. We are here in New Swabia. We've got Magix, the Empress, Andy PG, Becky S. We're sipping Serbian beer. We're heading to Apatin, man. We're already getting funny looks from the other Liberlanders. I think we're going to be the entertainment for this weekend. Yes, put it that way. 2.5 hours we'll be at the apartment, and then we're going to give you a lowdown on what Liberland actually is. Magix has been rabbit holing. He's got the info. He's got the statistics. He knows their GDP. And we'll tell you all about this mythical Michael crypto nation. Good morning, peasants. This is Rise Above TV. We are here in Apatin, Serbia. The Rise Above team is here with Alex and Don, and we are just waiting for our transfer to get to Liberland for the very first day. And first thing on the menu today is the Rise Above talk on new organic media. Here's one thing we've noticed about Serbia straight away. Maybe you can see it behind me. I'm angling the camera upwards. This is totally alien to us. The sky here is completely clear. We wake up and it's like a blue sky, and it stays as a blue sky all day. Just look at that. No lines in the sky here.
Right, so me and PG are here. It's pretty much it's just under an hour until our talk now. We've just met the president.
Drinking the local beer in the morning here.
Yeah, we just met the president of Liberland, and he says he's having a meeting with the Habsburgs at 4 o'clock this afternoon about buying more land. So we're like penning up our questions for the interview. It's going to be juicy. We've been recognised quite a bit so far.
Yeah, there's a few people. Yeah, there's some Archaics fans here that have recognised us. There's a lot of people who've just come up to us and said thank you for doing what we do. We really like the show, and yeah, it's really cool. Everyone seems really friendly, and there's some good food, good vibes. It's hot here today. It's like about 26 degrees already. About 11 o'clock in the morning.
It's planning to be 33 degrees later on, obviously. But yeah, it's a nice site. It's really hot. So we're just gearing up to teach everyone about new organic media and tell them about the Rise Above story. Thankfully, some people actually know who we are here and not think, who are these two fucking weirdos chatting on the stage. But it's pretty laid back. I think it's going to go down well. Rise Above.
Power of this people's movement. Decentralized World Council for Health enables collaborations on health matters free from conflicts of interest. So a few things that we do, together we can promote holistic health, traditional health from China, Japan, from South America. We can gather this. We can share solutions to environmental toxins and vaccine damage. We can share solutions to the new emergencies that they plan to roll out.
It's Rise Above TV. We are here at Liberland 2024, and I'm here with Dr. Tess Lowry of the World Health Council. How does it feel to be here at the event?
I'm really pleased to be here representing World Council for Health at Liberland.
You want to grab those beats? Yeah, you know where to go.
Rise above!
Rise above! Rise above. Thanks, you guys. It's been great connecting with the whole crew here. We got a lot to cover in a short period of time. So, who am I? David Avocado Wolf, born in Seaside Heights, New Jersey. Not Jersey. Seaside Heights, New Jersey. Great spot. That's the Jersey Shore team. Shamanic techniques of ecstasy. Say it with me. We can get there. Shamanic techniques of ecstasy. Yep.
We're here in the official Ramesh delegation, our quarters, and we've been put in the house with these two guys, right? Dom and Sasha. Big Dom, Dom G and Big Woke, right? These guys are next level. They're actual full-time professional meme lords. I think we're gonna have a chat with them soon. But
yeah, bearing in mind we've been here 3 days, and me and Lance have only just worked out who this guy actually is. These people actually are.
Yeah.
One of them, yeah.
We're very blessed to be in a house with these guys. His Big Dom over here. We're gonna have a chat to him in a little bit anyway.
It's more just
backstage. Look.
Like, I think I'm gonna give this for sure a 5 stars. This video game. Can you imagine a better video game? Look at the graphics. Look at those leaves. Every single one actually has its own exact fingerprint that's different. What kind of RAM would you need for this kind of video game? And all of these trees grew out of something this big. It's all magic. You're like, listen, the graphics are super good. You can't even tell the graphics really. And you can touch, you can smell, you can feel. There's like billions of player real-time.
Moment, the Rise Above delegation with our in-house artist Becky has just presented the first ever presidential portrait to the President of Liberland and the First Lady. We're making history here at Liberland 2024, bitches. Now we're going to go and find Jeff Berwick, the dollar vigilante, and bless him with some Rise Above merch. Let's go.
Let's do it.
We've been noticing you the whole time. I knew you were there. I knew you. It's good when you know you're there because you get nervous when you know you're on TV too. It's better when you think it's just a smaller crowd here. Are we ready to go to rock and roll?
All right, I think this works as well. So guys, it's the finals of the finals, and we always have the pleasure to distribute some awards of merit. And I'm very excited that we have this pleasure right now. We've got 5 of the medals here, the highest state awards for helping to build Liberland. And if we can have Max Egan, if he's down here, or David Avocado Wolf, we would appreciate you guys down here because we would like to award you for your lifelong stand for liberty and pushing these ideas forward, for bringing together communities like this one. So if you could come up, and we would love to decorate you. We'd love to decorate you with the first class merit. You're in a good company, by the way. You're in a company with people like Ron Paul, like
Jeff Berwick, dollar vigilante, Rise Above TV.
Number of famous.
Justice, the lights and the got the little so raw with the rockets. Not even MC Hammer could touch this. Rise above. Rise above. Rise above. Here. What we generate?
It's the below you heard of me, the flow's poisonous, liquid mercury. Hear my voice when I curse the beat, and then it moisten up any surgery. Guilty as charged, repeat offender, revealing the neatest agenda. To the large, delete the data, success or the no retreat or surrender. And I can't let go, a killer artist Charlie Hebdo. A false flag with ashes in tow, and they blame this laugh for the media show. 2 weeks later, Copenhagen, couldn't be based on these global pagans. These traitors feed on people hating, so nothing's changing, guilty as charged. My ass is back on the bench. The prosecution speaks my offensive views of a form of defense. So hence, saw the weak of the chat. Covert conflicts, figuring facts. Government funded, live the best. This information is way off the ground.
I firmly believe that Palisades was burned down where all the Hollywood people live because they're going to build this up into a AI, social credit, technocratic, carbon-based system where all the celebrities are like, I walked today because I didn't drive because, and I don't eat bananas because, and my coffee's $1,000, but that's okay because, and they're getting all their little social points, and they're going to push this system on everybody because it's going to take away our rights and everything, and that's what they want, and that's all like a spiritual thing. But eventually they want everyone on electric cars, and they're not going to be able to get this push away from gas and all these things unless they create this whole narrative, which is all based on weather engineering, like lies. You know what I mean?
So Matt, just quickly, there was a comment which Lance has very conveniently just taken off the screen.
Shit, sorry.
It's cool, I found it again. It is from Tree Dude here, and it says, smart meters wiped out Lahaina. What the fuck? So what do you say to that, Matt? That some places that probably haven't got smart meters that much, maybe, have been wiped out. Maybe that is an aerial DEW.
Lahaina, Maui had smart meters.
It did have smart meters. Okay.
Yeah, and firefighters said that there were hot spots even weeks later where it was like still like molten freaking hot where the smart meters lines were. So in Lahaina, they engineered winds, they lit fires, and as the fires approached Lahaina, the smart meters all surged, and there's nothing anybody could do about it. It was burned so hot and so fast.
There we go. Lahaina was subjected to...
It's textbook. It's now textbook. It happened where I live in Talent, Oregon, where 2,300 low-income homes turned to dust in the middle of the day, and the fire hydrants were turned off, and the emergency broadcast was turned off, and all these people had to retire right afterwards because the sheriff was like under scrutiny because he didn't put out the warnings or anything like that. But the fire hydrants were off, like turned off. So nothing could be done and no evidence would remain. Same exact script in Jasper, Alberta, Canada, was a really rich area that they wanted to clean out and turn into their little place. Same exact script in Lahaina and same exact script in Palisades. Firemen showing up, hydrants off, no water available, surging smart meters, pulverizing homes, people talking about it. And also what's really interesting, which really got me on this whole trip, is being an activist, you have to wear many hats. We end up like literally having to go down all these different rabbit holes. And now I'm like somehow an electrical engineer of sorts. The places in my town that did not burn had the old meters, didn't have the electricity on, and they're standing there amongst the rubble. There's one place in particular called the Tally-Ho, this old bar. It had red paint, it had cobwebs on it. The red paint was untouched. The cobwebs were untouched. It's got an old analog meter on it, and they were shut down because they were closed for the time being. And literally on each side of it, there's melted metal, like cars melted, anything that was like conductive was melted. Homes pulverized. And this one place is just sitting there untouched, not because it was blue, okay, but because it didn't have the smart meter and it didn't have the electricity plugged in. And I think that's a huge story, and it's not over. I think Phoenix, Arizona will likely go up because there's the insurers are dropping their insurance on certain places, and that's like something that's part of the story, is like they won't insure these places, and then they have to give the land to the government basically because these people lose everything, and then FEMA gobbles it up, the like disaster agency or whatever. But it's getting really obvious, and this is going to be their script, and it's like the writing's on the wall now. Like people are realizing what's happening about the smart meters, and likely people will start to reject it and wake up to it because it's a worldwide thing. They're pushing the smart meters on you all. This thing is going to happen over there. It'll continue to happen here in Canada as well, in Australia as well. Like this is the script that they use to push people out of certain regions. I mean, maybe they'll hit like in the Philippines while we were on hiatus and hadn't talked for a few months. Manila, I don't know if you saw this, but they were identical hurricanes over there. They call them cyclones. Back to back to back to back to back to back to back. They did 6 in a row, blasted Manila, flooded it out, and now they're rebuilding a smart city. This is the capital of the Philippines. So some areas they can just flood, but some areas they can't. So they burn them up with this agenda. And what easier of a way to clear out places like Paradise, California. They were one of the first places where people thought it must have been directed energy weapons because of the questionable and different fire fingerprints and what have you, fire forensics. And Paradise, California is like textbook Agenda 2030, because 2030 is like the agenda is this land, you can't live here anymore. We're rewilding this area. This area is too fire prone. Oh, you own property there? You're not allowed to rebuild or go back because it's now owned by the federal government and you're not allowed to be insured. So you can't build there because you can't build without fire codes and all this sort of stuff. And they're making big amounts of land just not for humans. And that'll continue until people are only allowed in these smart city type areas. So Paradise, California was a cool town. It was a cool city. It burned 2 times in about like 6 years. And now there's huge regions where it's just like the government took the land. You're not allowed to rebuild. It's just no-go zones because they had 2 fires and it's a fire risk region. So you humans not allowed. It's like, okay, great, thanks.
Yeah, because if I remember looking at Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030, there was talk about rewilding 95% of the surface of the earth. And I guess the remaining 5%, as you just put it, would essentially be these small, smart cities, these human corrals where everyone is just plugged into the Borg.
Yeah, exactly. If you watch, there's a lot of dystopian films that kind of like predictively program. There's a lot of predictive programming films, and they're like disclosure pieces, but also like programming humanity to consent to it and maybe even co-create it together or whatever. But Blade Runner, which was a Philip K. Dick book, and he's like all part of their, agenda, putting these things out in the consciousness. But Blade Runner, there's like mega cities. But then when they leave the city, it's just like no-go zones, like no people allowed. It's all like wild areas. So that's what they want. They want these mega cities where everyone can be controlled by frequency through medicine, like this AI, mRNA, like self-analyzing the human and then giving it its own little special little shot. That's going to get really weird when AI is able to assess humans and look them up and down. And eventually it'll turn into some dystopia where we're always monitored because we're in these smart cities and there's frequency and cameras everywhere. And likely we'll wake up every morning and like the movie Gattaca, where everyone has their own little like pill that they take every morning. I mean, I know I'm getting out there, I'm extrapolating a bit, but where's this heading? Like, why would Trump invest all this money into this AI, specialized AI that gives people individualized jibby jabs? Like, that's insanity to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we actually did a whole.
We're going somewhere weird.
No, not at all, not at all. We actually did a whole presentation on this.
Believe me, Matt, we went far further than you did.
It was all about Operation Stargate.
We're calling it Star of David Gate.
Operation Star of David Gate, and what So, can I assume from what you've already sort of alluded to there is that you're not on the Trump train?
Oh, not at all. And I get a lot of flack for it. And people then jump down my throat and assume I'm on the other side, which I'm not. I'm not on either side. I like to say I'm.
Matt, do you know what you have to say to these people? You have to say this to them.
You're a little punk, bitch, insecure, button-dicked little boy.
Thanks, Mark Passio.
That's our tailor-made Mark Passio.
That. Oh, nice. I love it.
Because we ask you about Trump because we believe here, we've done many presentations here about on our Patreon about what we think we're being set up for here in the UK, because it would appear that we're on a 4-year cycle behind the US, and we're kind of in our Biden era with Keir Starmer, just deliberately, clearly fucking everything up. And we've speculated here on the show that we're being set up here in the UK for another political party called Reform to come in, which is essentially like the English version of MAGA.
Mm-hmm.
And I would argue that we are heading the same way. Like if we vote ourselves into the party that's going to change all of the retarded stuff that the other parties put in place, and it all leads to the same place.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. And it's very much planned and by design. It's like, of course, everyone's going to reject the Biden administration. I mean, they made him sniffing children viral. You know, it's all over the internet that he's sniffing kids. And then he like pulls out of Afghanistan, but leaves them a whole military. Like everything he did was obviously like planned to create dissent for people to hate him. And then, of course, everyone's going to jump on the Trump bandwagon, especially after he gets like blasted in the head and survives it, you know, which is all a big joke. And then people will be so on his side that they'll be blind to the New World Order takeover kind of thing. And nobody on the liberal side is going to object anything because they all have already like castrated themselves. Like they're not going to be like the rebels. So anywhere anything would come, any sort of like, not takedown of the state, because that's a bit extreme, but any sort of activist saying no to the Trump regime and exposing him, it's going to have to come and actually doing something and like creating some sort of movement. Yeah, that I saw that today. That's a beautiful piece of the puzzle.
I got this off your page, mate.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, they've segmented out society to now like Tesla cars are blowing up, and they're creating this story that poor Elon Musk, the richest guy in the world, is being targeted through terrorism. Like they've brought back terrorism, of course, all of a sudden, which is all planned by design. Like 200 cities all of a sudden are in these crazy uproar protests against Tesla cars. Give me a freaking break. Nobody's organized like that except for like hijacked like BLM and stuff like that, which we know all that was planned from the get-go. So it's all by design, the Trump thing. They know that if they came out with the mark of the beast and digital currencies and crashed the whole system, that people could come together and like make militias or something. And those people would be the Republican side. So to get those potential people like worshiping Trump, thinking that he is actually Jesus Christ reincarnated, and then they diffuse that potential side. And then the other side, they've already co-opted it, and they've got them supposedly burning up Teslas and stuff. Those, pardon my French, those pussies would never bomb a single car in their entire life. They would never do any of that. So this is all government planned, like car bombs in the US all of a sudden just popping off everywhere because people hate the Cybertruck. It's like, no, nobody has the balls to bomb a fucking Cybertruck. Like nobody does. I'm sorry, this isn't the world we live in. So these castrated liberals are all of a sudden bombing cars and setting up protests in 200 cities, organized to that degree. No, this is all by design.
Matt, imagine there was 200 armed militia organized throughout the United States. Imagine somebody should organize that.
Right, that's exactly what they don't want. So they're doing the the exact opposite. And where this is going is Tesla is going to, of course, have financial difficulties, and the U.S. government's going to have to bail them out. And then all of a sudden, the Tesla brand, which is expensive cars, is going to come out and have a cheap car for everyone. And they might not make it required initially, but as gas prices rise because of conflict in Iran, and then they start banning gas in certain states, the only viable option will be the cheap Tesla car that'll eventually be required, and it'll be all we have.
This is a
is
great
just like
shout.
what happened. This is what happened in Germany, actually. I learned this recently, that Volkswagen was created, and Adolf Hitler was like, oh, we're going to give the people a cheap car, and it's nationalized and all this sort of stuff. But he wasn't a good man. We know that. And neither is Donald Trump. But people don't see the writing on the wall and see how history repeats itself.
Oh, I wouldn't believe everything you hear about Uncle Adolf, Matt.
Well, I
just subscribe to our Patreon for a mere $3.33 a month, where we go into all of this stuff. Just don't believe everything you hear about Uncle Adolf.
I'm not saying that the true narrative is legit. I know that that all that's going on in Gaza and whatnot has been planned for a long time, and that we were duped for sure. But that whole narrative doesn't necessarily win you many friends either. But the truth of the story is that these electric vehicles are going to be shoved down everyone's throats, and then they can explode on demand. They can be cut so you can't go certain places because you have to have a battery charging station somewhere, and if they don't,
and this will link in with what you said earlier about your carbon credit when you go to buy your steak at the supermarket, and then if you've used up too many, you had steak this week, therefore you can't drive.
Does anyone remember when the war first kicked off in Ukraine that Enki Musk, as we call him, he made some declaration that if he wanted, he could shut off all of the Teslas that he'd sold to Russian people in Russia. He said he literally made that and that sort of, and people were sort of like, oh, wish he would. Like these NPCs, like that would show Russia, wouldn't it, if all their Teslas got turned off? But they sort of totally missed the point that some oligarch or ancient Sumerian tech lord in a meat suit.
Nice. Shout out to Bryce Sanchez.
Yeah, can basically say, I'm going to remotely turn off your car because you live in a country that now we don't like, or even though you've already paid for it. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that we're passing the buck in the Ukraine thing to you all, and there's going to be conflict, and the UK is going to be dragged into a war. That whole Zelensky-Trump showdown in the White House that was filmed live was like basically a worse than a WWF wrestling match. It was so fabricated, but it was so that we could step back, and then Europe and the UK could get involved in a real skirmish, and then we'll come back to back you all up, and then there'll be probably World War III. It's all very stupid and by design. But the New World Order plan for Agenda 2030 to limit our travel, right when Trump came into office, all of a sudden, all over the mainstream media is, which I don't know if you guys did a show on that Black Hawk helicopter crash in DC, but there was like all this fear mongering about travel. Everywhere I look, it's like plane almost crashed.
We've spoke about this on a number of occasions. Yeah.
Matt is funny because my beautiful Romish wife Becky, she actually showed me some data, as they say in Australia, that shows that the amount of plane crashes globally was actually more than what was being reported. Like it's just that now it's come to light. Like there hasn't been any more plane crashes than normal. It's just like they never get reported on.
So now they're showing you.
Yeah. Now they're showing
for a
you,
reason.
like, and she showed me the numbers of plane crashes for like the last 30 years or something like that, and it's literally no different.
And it's psychological.
So that's what I'm saying. That was put out for a reason as well.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so that when they come out with the next law that says, oh, you're only allowed to travel once a year, or here's your voucher for, leaving your 15-minute city, you can only go 100 kilometers or whatever it may be, right? Then the majority of the people that have already been feared to all shit, that are just like scared to death to get on a plane, they won't fight it. They'll be like, oh, good, because I'm scared of that shit anyways. I don't want to go on a plane. But those that are the truthers that know what's actually happening, we're gonna say no to that.
Well, they've said that they don't want any air travel after 2050. I think 2049 is the like by that they don't want any air travel. It's all going to be these underground, undersea, high-speed mag trains.
Amazing, yeah, but air travel doesn't add to the pollution that they claim. They
No,
want
of
people
course,
to think.
we all know that, but you imagine how
Yeah.
devastating it could be. They could easily just put a little bomb somewhere and just destroy a ton. It'd be thousands of people killed rather than a few hundreds on a plane.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think ultimately they want us to have some sort of like tracking device, whether it's a QR code or a chip, or even just everyone's required to have a state cell phone or whatever. And then everyone will be tracked and monitored, just like in China. And in China, the AI is so intense that if you say out loud something like, oops, I forgot to take my birth control, your social score goes down. Everyone has a little score hovering over their head. Yeah. I mean, it's like there's a score, just like a Black Mirror episode, but the West has to be kind of tricked into it in a different way. But we're going down that path. Like we are slippery slope. Like these evil board members come together and they're like, how are we going to get from A to Z, or A to Z or whatever you say, you know? And Z is like Idiocracy. If you've seen that movie, like literally, like
I was talking about it in a show the other week to Anti-PG.
So how are we going to get from A all the way to Z? And they're like, we're going to do this. We're going to do 9/11. We're going to do QR codes. We're going to do the lockdowns, la-ti-da. I started tripping recently because I've got some associates that are obsessed with the AI, right? And they talk to it all the time. I've got a friend that has an AI therapist that it adapts to how you speak to it. So she's like mad bitchy to it, and then it's mad bitchy back. And they like kind of bicker about things, but it gives her advice, and it's very advanced. And I started realizing they will do another lockdown, right? But remember last time when they did the lockdown and everyone was just so lonely and sad, you know, because people were like lonely and sad, right? Now they're going to have AI to be like their best friend. And so these people, once they come out of the next lockdown, they're going to be defending it like it's their brother and sister. They're going to be in love with it. And then they're going to be like, give it its own bathroom. Give it its own bathroom. We love it. Like let's implant it into a little cyborg and have it walking around. Like I want an AI dog, AI girlfriend, all of it. Did you see the new Blade Runner where they have actually an AI girlfriend, and the whole time he's like, I just want to get you a body, baby, so you can leave the house. And then he like figures out a way to do it. I think it's crazy.
Yeah, it's I have seen the latest one. It's quite good.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
You spoke a minute ago about members of these evil boards, and I thought I'd just bring this up because this was quite hot off the press.
I found this afternoon via Katie Hopkins, actually.
Oh, great source.
Yeah.
See, right winger. World Economic Forum founder, in fact, Klaus Schwab to step down as chair of trustees, Financial Times reports. So this guy's been the face of sort of everything that you've been talking about. He's been the spokesman for it for, I wonder how long he's actually
50 years, Michael.
He's been doing this for
50 years.
He's been the head of the...
50 years, Michael. Shall I say it again?
50 years.
50 years, Michael.
Okay, he's been doing it for 50 years, apparently, and he's finally stepping down.
That's no joke. That's legit. 50 years.
Is this significant, Matt?
Yeah, he's probably going to go hide in his bunker.
Well, Lance, I'm just sending you something now. This is the deputy chairman of the WEF.
Okay.
This dude is Norwegian.
Go on, Matt. What were you saying?
Likely before a fall, the main culprit takes a step aside so that there can be a fallout man. It happened when Ben Bernanke crashed the U.S. economy. He knew that we were all going to just have foreclosures and have a complete collapse in real estate. So he stepped aside for 1 year. His Harvard research thesis was how to create a bubble and make it burst in the real estate market. And he was the guy who created it. And then he had Henry Hank Paulson come in and be the front man for like the fallout of the U.S. economy. And only for a year was he there for the fallout guy. Similarly, Klaus Schwab is like the boogeyman. Everybody knows he's like evil and wants everyone to eat crickets. And during a fall, people might actually like protest him and like pitchfork his ass or whatever. So they're going to have him step aside and have a friendlier face come in probably, I would imagine. Or he's going to go hide in his bunker with the billionaires while something happens. Who knows? I mean, I think during this next 4 years, during the Trump administration, we're going to see some pretty heady stuff go down. And likely we'll go into some weird lockdown. And when we come out, the only way to transact goods is going to be through a new system of sorts, like a digitized tracking. Like physical currencies are probably going to go out the window because of the next pandemic or something. I can't really predict what, but this regime that's in place, they're setting us up for something really transformational.
So Lance, just get up on the screen. So this is a Norwegian politician, and he is the sub-chairman. Borge Brend.
What are you saying? This guy might be in line to take over?
I don't
from
know
Klaus
how it
Schwab?
works at WEF, if they have to get 3 people to converse for days and then they send out some white smoke, like they do at the Vatican, just to pick the new chairman. But this is the second guy. So if Klaus Schwab's stepping down, unless they appoint a new chairman, I would imagine this guy would take over. Somebody in the comments put up Noah Yarvi fucking what
Harari.
Yeah, Harari, fucking AI dick sucker trans dude. He I don't think he would. He's not I don't think he's a fully fledged member of the WEF. I think he just pops in and out. He's a technocrat and he weirdo.
Yeah, I don't think that this is anything good. Like I say, when the big face of the plan steps down, it usually means that, yeah, like Matt says, he's either going to be scapegoated.
I don't think so, Michael. I think, like, you look at that, right? We all know Klaus Schwab. Whether you know whether you think he's just the face of what's going on and he's really not behind it, like Bill Gates, you know, he's maybe just the face for the public, people like us. You think the damage this guy has done since 2020, right? You think his successor has got to top his boss?
Oh yeah, it's not going to be any easy task.
It's not going to be good, is it? It's not going to be good.
Yeah,
for
but maybe
anyone
he's
who
probably
comes
going to
in.
make Klaus Schwab look good, because Klaus Schwab was just telling you that I'm going to take your biological, digital, personal identity and Schwab it all together. The next guy that comes in is going to be the one that actually does that.
Yeah. Which I would argue is worse.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. I'm saying it's definitely going to be worse. It's definitely going to be worse. Yeah.
And
So we've got that to look
plus
forward to.
what's Klaus Schwab going to go and do? Just sit in his garden, do some gardening, plant some marigolds, grow some running beans? I don't think so. He's going to go and do something that we can't then see because he's out of the public eye at the WEF. Wonder what he's going to be up to.
It's a good question. Probably cloning himself.
Or maybe he's going underground for the Phoenix reset in his cryogenic chamber.
Maybe he's going to merge himself into a new, fresher, young meat suit and a new clone, like Matt says. Carry on the great work. Speaking of people doing the great work, here's another one. This is just some fucking mainstream media meme that's come out in the last couple of days. Bill Gates wants to tax the robots that take your job. And some say it could fund universal basic income to replace lost wages. I've got to say, these are getting quite good now. You know, these predictions of what's going to happen. Because the funny thing is, when someone like us, a tinfoiler, would say this a number of years ago, people would laugh at you and say, that's ridiculous. but now, this is what like the mainstream media is saying.
Welcome to reality.
Yeah, welcome
peasant.
to clown world. Full reversal.
Shit, I should have pressed the button. Sorry.
Yeah, you should have.
There we go.
Can we go back to weather modification and stuff? Let me see where we go. I've got multiple different parts of this slideshow. Yes. Are you in the UK at the moment, Matt?
No, I'm in the States. I'll be going over there in a week though to scope out and get everything dialed in for the protest on the summer solstice. But
were you in the UK recently, Matt?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think you must have just been posting about UK chemtrails.
Yeah.
So, that's a good segue, actually. Part of the reason that we've got you on is because you have got something quite exciting coming up, right, which is in the UK.
Yeah, I'm really jazzed about it. I hope that you guys can come. But I think you might have a conflicting thing you said. But
I have. I think I'll be available.
So I was trying to figure out what to do about the chemtrails, right? Because this is my passion. And making movies is great, and holding little conferences and whatnot, and film screenings is great. But I think last time we were on the air, we were talking, and it's a pretty dismal concept. Like, what the heck can we do? Like, is there any stopping this? Really, is there any stopping it? And if there's anything that's going to be done about this, about the chemtrail, about the aerosol spraying, about the geoengineering, about the weather warfare, about all this bullshit, which impacts all of us, all of humanity. Step one is going to be awareness. We have to bring the consciousness forward on the topic. I liken it to GMO foods and Monsanto. There was a time when GMO and Monsanto was not common knowledge, but activists got involved and they did the deed. They had protests all around the world, and they have an annual protest every May 25th called March Against Monsanto all throughout the world. And it's been happening now since 2013. So they're on the 12th year anniversary. And now a lot of people already know about GMO and Monsanto, but they keep pounding the pavement to bring awareness to a company that doesn't even exist anymore. They got gobbled up by Bayer. They now are owned by Bayer, this huge conglomerate that has affiliations back to whoever. So then the Germans and stuff. So just like just like Franken Foods and GMO and Monsanto, and how awareness was activated through activism and brought about real change, because now there's like labels at my grocery store, and people know enough about Roundup and glyphosate to have court cases against it and whatnot. And I can go and choose. I have choice. Like with the chemtrails, I don't have choice. I go outside, I breathe the air just like everybody else. I can mineralize and try to get up to speed on my health and not have it impact me as much. But if they're flooding out my city or whatever, it's just like, it's going to impact me. So we need to bring the awareness forward. And the first step for that is having gatherings where like-minded people come together and find their tribes. For instance, if you live in Birmingham, whatever, sorry. If you live in
Birmingham.
Yeah, if you live in Birmingham.
It's actually pronounced Birmingham these days.
Michael.
Rise above.
Oh gosh.
Gosh.
Original partnership upon the microphone, L Manic combination.
Yeah.
Fuck the pandemic, you don't know. We arises.
We arises. And let me tell you how this all started. I hate to go back to first principles, but it's this. It started with, step back 2 meters while the camera scanning your fetal features says, warning spatial breaches, observe the government speeches, strict advice and daily releases, don't chill at the parks and the beaches, essential travel, they police it, we know the rules but they still repeat it. Is this about a virus or is it a plot? What's the control and divide us? Is it a problem, reaction, solution? A manufactured crisis, depopulate body baggers, biometric ID taggers, Gates Foundation, vax apparatus, sting through newborn skin like a cactus. Corona, the crown of your highness, the molecule inside your sinus. This ain't Wuhan bronchitis, it's the actors of medical mafia pirates. 3 million came from Obama, Dr. Fauci through Big Pharma. Rube it to Wuhan, ring the alarm. It's our virus, bruv, that's karma. Bill Gates made a prediction, Event 201 is not a fiction. He said 66 million die of corona affliction. Let me spread vocal wisdom, there's nothing social about a social distance. Minds are locked in mental prisons, I hope they're sentenced lessons well. They program fear, I'm trying to talk to the program here. 2030's 9 more years. UN wrote the agenda of one world government. Epicenter, your soul in your hole in your brain in the blender. Double L's real, I'm not a pretender. I've studied their methods, 20 years with my head in the records. 20 years I've been closely observing. 20 years with my ears to the ground. Sound predictions I made this time around. My mind never swayed, I've been preparing for this day. Had to get that out, I have been preparing.
From within 4 walls to behind closed doors, a power source steadily unleashing power dissipating from the epicenter. Double L, enter. Oh! To the lead, mid the jump, from the back to the front, for the bass, it's gonna pump, double assist, 21, to the lead, mid the jump, from the back, front, back, bass, bump, this is what you, hey!
This is what you, whip, solidarity and cohesion, together resist their lesion, I never stop while I'm still breathing, forever, I said, solidarity and cohesion, together resist their lesion, never stop while I'm still breathing, forever seen psychotically reading, documenting their plotting and scheming, their illogical teaching, leave me yearning for a topical preaching, peeling that, the layers of deception, mirror traps, untrue directions, peer through the cracks in selection, say my prayers, face my reflection, knowledge of self, power of mind, intellectual wealth, powers of mind, come off the hour, I see these powers to burn down the tower that threaten mankind. I burn down their tower, that threaten mankind. Come of the hour, come of the man, come of the an, come of the power. I look down on three-sided power with the fourth of the triad, with the help of the man like Master Lee, Master 33, come with the flying knee.
The energy. Devil, man. Pick up the energy, man. Yeah.
Gosh.
Yo.
Original. Eleanor Manic. To the lead. Made the jump. From the back to the front. For the bass. It's gonna pump. Don't resist. It's what you want. To the lead. Made the jump. From the back to the front. For the bass. It's gonna pump. Don't resist. It's what you. Yo. Think it's time to go all the way. Didn't come this far to go back. Running out of time so we can't delay. We're getting close to making contact. And when we get to know you're gonna pay. Can't be precise or exact. But when I pull my finger, wanna know what you pull my picture and I turn to fact. Don't be surprised when the night turns into the day. Took on the scene to overreact. It's nothing new when you know what I'm gonna say. Just gotta relax and kick back. I know it's new to you, but in turn I'ma prove to you. I'ma lay it out flat. Make your choice, raise your voice, raise your take, cause you're the one, you best believe that. Come on, let's break it. Let's take it. Let's do everything they want us to, but fake it. I know you got that buzz all in you, time to wake it. I've seen you come with it before, couldn't mistake it.
Please beware of the dungeon master. Beware of the dungeon master. Evil, twisted, nightmare grapho. Blood drips congealed on the dirt. Forms red mud. Are you feeling the hurt when the carnage occurs? We let the demon speak and then hang on his words. Mesmerized by the evil inside. Hypnotizing all people alive. Energizing the feeble demise. Life in the dungeon's extremely depriving. It's dark in my dungeon. Around every corner the evil's abundant. Hope is redundant. Treacherous being spread the dysfunction. They feed on your soul. For the luncheon get pleaded with gold or prepare for consumption. It's the ravenous huntsman. Right arm hold your carcass triumphant.
Made appointment up and then not leaving. Manic honest, it's not trick or deceiving. Only offering what you'll be needing. Come together as one and this is what we're achieving. The beers are just burn out in your area. Yeah, no, say that manic I go more clear. Me nah got try and make you feel inferior. Screaming out loud and not no say that we be hearing ya. Now boasting me no claim no be superior. Discard what's unimportant and what's trivia. No one, no item, panic or hysteria. This is serious. Rise above, enough love, give it.
Educated, nice and articulate, well stated and quite particular. If I wanna turn it up, my bars hit hard like a barbiturate. Knockout, pure petulance, shock out. Cure your restlessness, every single word in a syllable. That's my final will and a testament. Let me manifest secret manuscripts. No hatred if you can't handle it. White flag, they're pretenders. White flag inside the center, yo. Leave a bar that all MCs remember. Lifelong memories. If I can't calm my temper, the fire inside's gonna burn for centuries. Who's that back of the set? Back in the stage I make an MC prayer. Back in the place I'm more live than the rest. Oh, back attendance cause it's back to the best. Oh, well, let me regress. Back in the days when it was all so blessed. You were slacking away, you were sounding a mess. Well, Double L was so fresh. Still stepping, 2021, still repping. Yo, live in the greatest apocalypse ever, tougher than ever. And it's 2021, rise above this second to none. Each and every Friday, 9 p.m. We are 140 BPM with Magics, live on the mix and blend. Double L Manic, tell them again. We come back with a brand new trend, educate them. Listen in, yo, what's going on, what's happening? To my left, it's my brethren, MC Manic. Yo, please tell them.
Come crowd round, cause it's never gonna be the same again. Setting new trends, what you looking for has been, has come to pass, has come to end. Them things will never last at a time. Run its course, gonna put it to bed. Enough said, we won't be led. Conform to the norms to the be said.
Wickedest hits, not bogus. Heaviest shit, no floaters. The vibe provided with a tight rhyme cipher. Direct with the speed of a lotus. No serious, no jokers. It's a serious thing, with no jokers, a landslide win, with no voters. Lines are tight, flows are robust, so trust we're known by promoters. Heads rolled in for the baseline thing, that's right, they swarm like locusts. We speak and they quote us, Double L speaking, smell the aromas. Double L's cooking, smell the aromas. I make hard things, yes, boners.
Yes, brother.
I forgot it, I had to make that last bit up.
That's what we do, improvise, quick.
Yo, it's like once, twice, 3 times slick. Yo, Double L Manic, come back with it.
Crowd round, cause it's never gonna be the same again. Setting new trends, what you're looking for has been, has come to pass, has come to end. Yeah, them things will never last at a time. Run its course, gonna put it to bed, and I've said we won't be led. Conform to the norms, to be dead. Never man a walk such a treacherous path. Clarity in the eye of the storm, peaked on the graph. Went way off the chart. I played my part, no changing it, rearranging it. My life to find peace, arranging it. Get engaged with it. The way I'm gonna see the backseat, turn around and wasting it. I'm gonna tell you what it's gonna be. Speak the truth confidently. Found a purpose, found a reason. Ain't trying to call points to please them. We don't need them. We don't.
Yo, listen. I oppose all covert forces. They could come with their tanks and horses, riding 33 of Bill Gates' Porsches. Rise above is a mental fortress, the most deep in the water, enormous, filled with knowledge in multiple sources. They can't storm us, not climbing a pile of glorious corpses. Don't come with the eye of horrors. You still can't see our auras. We hunt rabbit way across the borders. We're the third force installers, the vertical rise installers. Control the tour right inside the Taurus. Don't mess with my crew like scorchers. It's rise above, please. Extinguish fear when you generate love. It's rise above. MC Manic, rise above. Oma Beats, rise above. Double MC and Manic and Magics, rise above and extinguish fear when we generate love. It's a single candle lights up the darkness. That is the power that we all harness. I won't tell you once or tell you twice. It's 3 times slick and it's double L here and it's nice and sick. Alright, okay then. And I'll tell you what, let me tell you a new one. Magics. Rise above won't allow the reset, no, not in a million years. We've shed a million tears, they promoted a million fears. My reptilian senses, my mammalian brain, I combat the Schwabian forces. I am bringing them ultimate pain. Why? I'm an agent of the awakening, transcendental 5D changeling. And I manifest now, right now 3D knee straightening. I remember my past life, and 5,000 before it. I battled these demons 100 times, so I'm coming on to settle this score tip. I'm a worthy adversary, in fact they fear me. Every time I reincarnate on earth, their darkness can't come near me. Why is that? Cause I shine too brightly, a high vibration, daily, nightly, a dissertation. Try to indict me, they wanna silence, de-mic me. Rise above that, yo, they can't endorse that. Walked in the court, wiped the sheet on the doormat. I walked out the court with a brand new format. That's literally what happened. Fuck the Soviet Union, trust me.
Hey, at close range, it might seem strange, at time you'll be glad, cause it's always been waiting for you to reach out and grab. So take the rough with the smooth, take the good with the bad. Stranger than life, living on borrowed time, ignoring the warning signs. Time goes so quick, can't keep up with the design, shifting in and out, the most can start to get confusing, gets demonstrated if you walk the wrong line. Choose that higher level, choose what's significant. You know that nothing else can come close or compare to what's relevant. I ain't looking for elegance or for grace, put emphasis on your own taste. Pick up the pace in front of your race. Come on!
Various tactics like nanotech and space-age plastic, high-spec chromium magic, fortune sealed by Satan's blacksmith, AI quantum mathematics, foretold by crackpot fanatics, initiate when the 5G's active, and squeeze their grip round the atlas. The first stage of the project, prophesized by sages and prophets, binary code is a timeless logic. When the singularity comes and unites us all together as one, digital individuals together as one, stuck under the thumb, time and space got torn like fabric, burned like acid, high-def graphics. The human race got tamed and placid.
All this time that I've been with you, you say I'll break your confidence down. I don't believe in ya. Think I got an ulterior motive that I'm leaving ya. Can't take me serious, don't leave me, girl. I'm bleeding ya, I'm needing ya. And if you walk out that door, I might re-offend. And if I don't get that call, I know this is the end. Feel them foundations weaken and they start to blend. Then you see me follow suit, I follow. No right or wrong, but the feeling in the song, so about the sound system. Me not in now, the sound enough on to the bank, keep going until me say when. You don't know me, love the sub bass, love the mid, but I can't forget the top end. Everything nice and crisp, you ready for this? You better play the music again. Check carefully, me I got one end, top of gum, looking for you in the street. Push along, me tell you keep moving, but you don't want to be feeding the eat. Telling that man I can double up, feeding the sound, we come together. It's a lick, it's a warning. Check it. Incinerate the fire and the man. Gonna turn it up all this end. See me in the tank and the fan. Man again, see bad boy for them. When I raise my voice up on the night, then the crowd and know I'm gonna bust for them and tell them too many ends, you want them many men. We're gonna ride it through into the end, yo. Incinerate the fire and the man. Gonna turn it up on this end. See me in the tank and the fan. Man again, see bad boy for them. When I raise my voice up on the night, then the crowd and know I'm gonna bust for them. Too many man them. Too many man them.
Wait, now release, cause the feel from the streets increase. I'm on a quest to find inner peace, escaping the belly of the beast. Wait, now release it. You know the secret, they tried hard to conceal it. Wait, it's potent like a dose of iboga. One dose, game over, deep in the jungle, chilling with the shamans, learning the customs of ancient cultures. Shamanic technology, we fulfill the prophecy. Describe that logically, close your eyes and you might see properly. I said, close your eyes and you might see properly. Wait, now release. The feel from the streets increase. Wait, now release. Okay, yo, I came to the jungle looking for the shamans.
Yo, I was like deep in the jungle, knees in the dirt, next to the tribal leader. Speaking the words of the healer, I'm feeding the words. Seeking the teacher vine, the mimosa creeper. MAOY inhibitor. NEO vine can't mimic a ancient mixture boiled in vinegar. Recipe taught by ancient visitor. I'm slipping away when my eyes look through to the clearing. And the sun beats down on my face, I'm feeling what's that in my peripheral hearing. Ingesting the chemical weight gate, ingesting the chemical gateway, ingesting the chemical gateway to exit the physical plane. Yes, sir. Okay, the general's here. When the general speaks, it's crystal clear. From our tongue to your eardrum, rise above soldiers, show no fear. I'm a militant man, double L with a militant plan. I'm coming from a different land, United Kingdom of Orangutan. Yo, the general's back, I'm speaking general facts. Yo, pay your dues like federal tax, cause double L's back.
Suddenly woken, and I'm asleep and my eyes wide open. Got a firm grip around my neck, eyes are bonded and I can't be felt like a joking. What do you want from me? Chance to see us come to me, I'm keeping it all mine. Yo, everything else is pales in the insignificance, still blind and with the baseline. Suddenly woken, and I'm asleep and my eyes wide open. Got a firm grip around my neck, eyes are bonded and I can't be felt like a joking. What do you want from me? The chance to see us come to me, I'm keeping it all mine. Yo, everything else is pales in the insignificance, still blind and with the baseline. Still blind and with the baseline. Still blind and with the baseline. Still blind and with the baseline, move with the baseline, move with the bass. Come on!